because we are almost on verdict watch in the Trump trial with this corrupt judge in New York and his corrupt courtroom. So we're going to cover that and a whole bunch more. So much has happened, and that's really an unusual thing because usually when there's a big holiday weekend like this weekend, the news can be very slow, but not this weekend. The news was huge. So we're going to cover it all. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, all right? Okay. We'll be on the air in 9 seconds. Hold on. Let me adjust this. Been off for a couple days, so here we go. All righty, welcome to the program. It is Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to cover on the program this morning. So sit back. You know, we have a countdown to the verdict watch in this corrupt New York judge's courtroom in this Trump trial, and we're going to talk a lot about it. In fact, the media, the fake news media, are already starting to panic over the verdict. Now, the possible verdicts are acquittal, not guilty, right? Not guilty, guilty, or a hung jury. And of course, the judge could declare a mistrial. But not guilty, guilty, or a hung jury. And there is not a single scenario where Trump does not come out on top. Now, of course, the American people have already acquitted Donald Trump in this corrupt charge, this corrupt judge's courtroom, and these corrupt charges by the corrupt DA. They're all corrupt. And this is beautiful. The Democrats and the never-Trumpers in the Uniparty, they'll never stop. Never stop. And last week we were talking, okay, so when the trial's over, what are they going to do if there's an acquittal or a hung jury? And the hung jury, if there is a hung jury, most everyone believes that the hung jury will be majority acquittal, which is like an acquittal. So what will they do? Well, the worst time to make a decision on anything, small or large, is during a time of panic, when you're going through a panic attack. You don't want to be making decisions. And the Democrats have made a devastating choice. Okay? Now, listen to this. Joe Biden, you may have heard this because it's coming out this morning. Joe Biden will speak from the White House after the verdict. Whether the verdict is not guilty, guilty, or a hung jury, Biden will, this is how they're reporting it. Joe Biden will break his vow of silence and publicly address the criminal trials of Donald Trump when a verdict is reached. This is beautiful. They're so stupid. They are so stupid. So why are they bringing Biden in? They know that the way this case has gone down has been a disaster for these corrupt Biden regime people, right? They presented no evidence of a crime. In fact, every witness has cleared Donald Trump. The only crimes we have had proven in this court are Michael Cohen's confessions of stealing money from the Trump Organization, from President Trump. So what are they doing? They're bringing in Joe Biden, and they think what they're doing is the closer. You know, when this verdict comes in, if it's a hung jury or an acquittal, or, you know, even guilty is a victory for Trump too in this case, they know the American people are on Trump's side. That Bronx rally, that New Jersey rally of 100,000, it scared them. So they're going to bring in this senile old coot who's raised 2 junkie kids, who steals, who's a segregationist, who does crazy things, who starts wars so that he and his donors can make money. He's going to come in and close the deal and tell the American people what they just don't understand, that this guy's a criminal. Closers. You know, a closer is not some senile old coot who can't speak or think or walk or find his way to the front door of his own house. Closers are typically either very charismatic people that you can't say no to, or like a hot woman. Those are the closers. Joe Biden ain't closing nothing. And I'll tell you, the last time that these Trump haters did something this stupid was with Robert Mueller. I've talked about this a lot lately. Remember, the Mueller investigation went on for years and years, and then the report came out, and it cleared Trump. No wrongdoing. There was nothing there. And the media were shocked. So they had a public, live, televised hearing with Robert Mueller himself. And I remember, you've heard me say this probably a million times. It was so hilarious. And it was, I remember CNN. CNN said, well, you know, when you read the Mueller report, it reads rather dry, like the directions to put some IKEA furniture together. But when Robert Mueller, the author of the report, sits down in front of Congress and reads from the report, then people will understand. And Robert Mueller is as checked out cognitively then as Joe Biden is today, and that was a disaster. These Trump derangement syndrome sufferers, they just can't see straight. Trump did nothing wrong. You guys are criminals. You've kept us in a police state all our lives, and Trump woke us up to it. And you're the criminals. If Joe Biden came out and said the judge is corrupt and took tens of millions of dollars from Democrats, and this is outrageous, then maybe we'd listen to him. But Biden's going to come out and tell us what a criminal Trump is. He's the one. They found cocaine in his offices. Biden. That's right. And Biden did something that's, I wasn't going to get to this until later, but his junkie son Hunter's facing these weapons charges, right? Did you see what he did, what Biden did? Joe Biden made a surprise visit to his daughter-in-law's home Sunday night. Now, the daughter-in-law, she was married to Beau Biden and then started having sex with Hunter. Can you imagine? What a bunch of sickos. Joe Biden made a surprise visit to his daughter-in-law's home Sunday night. The unexpected visit to Haley Biden's home comes just days before she's expected to testify in the gun case against Hunter. Does that sound like witness tampering, witness intimidation, or maybe buying her off? There was a deal they did. I can't remember which crooked deal this was that she got a piece of. Can somebody remind me? What was that deal where everyone in the Biden family got a piece of it? Haley Biden too, but she got a tiny piece and she was ticked off about it. So here you have Joe Biden who's involved in witness tampering with Haley Biden, his daughter-in-law. She's had sex with both his kids, both his sons. I mean, think about that. What kind of person is that? Not much media coverage on this witness. Why else did he go see her out of the blue? And, you know, he had to do it in person. Why did he do it in person? So there's no recording possibilities of it. So we can have a in-room bug-free, recorded-free. Can't do it on the phone. Someone might be listening in. It's the White House. There's no privacy there. Remember Trump's call with Zelensky? Of course this is witness tampering. It's either he's intimidating her or buying her. Which it is, we don't know. The witness tampering by Joe Biden, but he's going to speak to the White House and tell us Trump's a criminal? They didn't find cocaine in his office. He's not meeting with witnesses in private. bribing them or threatening them or intimidating them. You are. Oh, boy. This is an exciting week. It's the week of Trump. Now, we're back here live. Yesterday was Memorial Day. I'm lucky to be here today. I was almost a crime victim over the weekend. And I went to one of those Democrat cities and did something stupid. I thought I was in Florida, but I was in another place. But we've got a lot to cover. Your calls certainly are welcome. I might talk about that later. Our number, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, no matter where you are listening to us from. We've got a lot to cover today, and, you know, the Trump trial, the first, you know, we're going to get the closing arguments, and there'll be some things out of that. But the next big thing in this crooked judge's courtroom will be his jury instructions, okay? His jury instructions. So will they be like legitimate jury instructions, or will the jury instructions tell them basically if you agree his name is Trump, you go not guilty? What will the jury instructions be? And when those instructions come down and we hear the analysis from all the legal experts on television, in particular Steve Turley and Mark Levin, I'm very curious when they do their analysis of the jury instructions, and we'll find out what goes on there. And then we're going to be on Verdict Watch. And then we're going to get the verdict. And then we're going to have a big press conference with President Trump right after. So we've got some very exciting times, and we're going to be covering it all right here. All right, let's take our first break, really, of the week, because even though it's Tuesday, it's kind of like Monday, since yesterday was Memorial Day. 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And listen, guys, get your Mighty Maga Lion. If you order your Mighty Maga Lion during the show today, it will be mailed out today. I have a batch I'm mailing out today. There's a link in the description of the video, or go to the website, mightymagalion.com. And these are available exclusively through me. It is the only Trump-inspired merchandise with the MAGA hat. You can watch the Republican convention, give the nomination to Trump with your MAGA lion in your hand, or watch the jury verdict or the next Trump rally with your Mighty MAGA Lion. So go to mightymagalion.com. And again, there is a link in the description of the video, mightymagalion.com. If you buy more than one, you get a discount, all right? And they're available exclusively through me. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited. All right, so let's get back. Let's get to this. Okay. Oh. That's right.
Help your company look great. Stand out with your unique lifestyle. The Print Hero has you covered. Let your business soar with Print Hero. Display your logo, love, lifestyle, or whatever you want.
Did any of you watch my videos from the Star Trek sets or my walking the streets of Jacksonville at 3:30 in the morning video like a moron that I was? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you guys should check out my other channel, my vlogging channel.
Stronger and stronger. The Steve Kane Show listeners are truly the best customers we have ever had. They are courteous, intelligent, honest, and
Oh, I have not been that scared in a long time as I was in Jacksonville. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die, guys. I really did.
And let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or find us on the web at ActicFoxContracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602.
Here we are.
Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, we are back. Callers on hold, stand by. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. And, well, let me just get to this first. So the Democrats, the Never-Trumpers, they got their trial. They've seen the trial. They know there's been no evidence that Trump did anything wrong. And they're starting to panic. And they're starting to prepare their people for an acquittal or a hung jury. They're like in a panic because this was supposed to be it. His chances of becoming president were supposed to be over with this, and it's falling apart. So CNN did a segment. Let me share this, and then I'll take some calls. But this is CNN's panic panel on a possible acquittal of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump.
That he's deeply disturbed that Donald Trump has succeeded in slow walking one or more of these cases because he's the only one that can reach a verdict, and it may not have an impact on voters. Maybe he'll help Trump.
He has succeeded. Look, I think that it's very likely this is the only trial that we are going to get before Election Day, and this case is not a slam dunk, which means that Donald Trump may very well not be convicted. Acquitted is the worst case scenario for Democrats because then it's the only trial you have, and Donald Trump gets to go out there and say, Joe Biden's prosecutors, which again, not true, came after me.
It is very true. That guy Caligula left the Biden Justice Department to go work for Bragg. Come on.
Department of Justice came after me, and they still didn't convict me. I'm still innocent. I also think you could end up somewhere in this sort of muddy middle where you end up with a hung jury, a jury that cannot reach a verdict, and then this truly does just get kicked to the voters to decide, look, we're not going to have any kind of convictions here, nothing else could potentially go to trial. It's up to you to decide if this is something that you want to live with in the White House.
Oh, isn't that, they're in a panic, people. They're in a complete panic. All right, let's go to the phones. First call since Friday, because we were off yesterday. Hopefully it's a good one. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Montana Mark.
Hey, Mark.
You know, it surely is true how Trump at the rally says he gets a criminal court for jaywalking, and the Biden crime family just keeps on getting away with their crime.
I mean, here you've got Joe Biden, who went to visit his daughter-in-law out of the blue, who's about to testify against his junkie kid on the gun charges. He didn't pick up the phone. He went to see her in person and in private. What was that about? Of course, he either bought her off or witness intimidation. Of course, it was one of those two.
You know, a while back it came out that Joe Biden was actually having an affair with Jill when she was...
not Jill. Jill is his mother. Jill is, his stepmother. Okay, Jill is his stepmother. No, Haley Biden is Beau Biden's widow, and her and Hunter were involved in a relationship for quite some time. And yes, it was sexual, which is sick, right? You know, that's his brother's wife. You know, Hunter hates Beau. So the relationship and the sex with the widow was a way of getting back at his dead brother, the one that Biden loves the most, because that's who he always talks about. Yeah, these are sick people.
It's just a horrible circus.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of moronic clowns.
That's correct. Moronic clowns. Yeah. You know, could you imagine if Donald Trump, in the middle of the night, went and visited in private one of the witnesses that were going to be testifying in his trial? It'd be front page news. The entire media would be having breakdowns. That's what Joe Biden did, and it's a media blackout.
Well, when they found the cocaine in Biden's office,
correct.
If that happened to Trump, they would have raided his house.
Yeah, they raided it anyway without the cocaine, right? All right, Montana Mark, take care. Oh, man, exactly. Exactly. Now, over the weekend, if you listen to my podcast, you get to hear all this stuff. Over the weekend, I drove to Georgia. and it pissed me off. I was in Jacksonville. I went to Georgia for a particular reason that was just a spectacular reason, and I got together with some old friends of mine that I have not seen in years, my oldest of friends, people I was friends with since I was in high school, and they live in North Florida, my friends, and we drove to Georgia, to South Georgia, and as I'm crossing into Georgia in my car, this was Saturday morning, they got that big sign, you're now entering Georgia, and then it said in massive letters underneath, Governor Brian Kemp. And I saw that, and I just got pissed off. I was so pissed at Georgia the whole time I was there. We went to Georgia. We were going to go do something in Georgia. What I did there was pretty cool. But the before and after of the thing I did was awful. We went to Georgia and had breakfast, right? And I was pissed off at the restaurant, and I was pissed off at the people working in the restaurant because they're Georgians. And I was just angry the whole time. And the reason I was pissed off is because of seeing Brian Kemp's name in these massive letters. They must have been 3 feet high each. He's obviously got some size issues. And what pissed me off about this fake Republican, Rhino's too nice. He's just, he's a fake Republican. That's all I'll say. Because I was thinking as I was in Georgia yesterday, all this BS going on in Fulton County. And I'm thinking, this jerk, Governor Kemp, he should have a very high-profile press conference. He should, in this Fulton County case, if he were an uncorrupt governor, because he's obviously corrupt, Brian Kemp. There's no way Kemp is not corrupt. This guy, they got something on this guy, or there's something about him. Just like this judge in New York, Brian Kemp is corrupt at some level over somehow. I don't know what it is, but he's corrupt. He should pardon Trump and everyone charged in that case, including the people who caved and made plea deals like Jenna Ellis and others. He should remove from office Fani Willis, by the way, fire her entire staff, and announce a major investigation of the corruption. She paid a guy she's having sex with almost $700,000 with taxpayer money, and Trump's on trial. And it just pissed me off beyond imagination being in Georgia under Governor Brian Kemp. What a jerk. It really pissed me off. I'm not kidding. As soon as I saw the name, I didn't think about him or anything else until I was on I-95 and I saw that sign with his name. The letters were so big, they were about as high as my car. My goodness. Does he wear high heels too, like DeSantis? I don't know, but he's got some issues to have his name so big on the sign. And it really just pissed me. I really did. It did. And I was even angry at the people of Georgia because I know if I was in Georgia, I'd be shouting from the top of my lungs all day, every day about Fani Willis, her gigolo boyfriend, her corruption, and everything else. But not this Brian Kemp creep. If you're on hold, hang in there. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Oh, don't worry. We're going to talk about the Libertarian Convention coming up, too. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. I used to love Georgia. I've been, obviously I've been to Georgia a billion times. It borders Florida. So I've been there, I've visited, I've driven through it. And Georgia's, I've always loved Georgia. Nice place. Not anymore. It's a sick, twisted, corrupt place with evil, corrupt people running it. It's a disgusting place, Georgia. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
I think you guys probably agree with me about Georgia, right? Absolutely. I mean, it just pissed me off. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, it's disgusting.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Just disgusting. I hate it when apps decide they're going to update while you're using them. I wish they would ask permission before they updated some of these apps.
My pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Where is Mike? He is the greatest. First of all, he does make a great product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not.
Well, thanks, Brandon.
From day one. The My Pillow guy, thank you. And he's been with us right from the beginning.
As always, President Trump is right. The MyPillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on MyPillow products. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Get ready for summer reading. Come to the June 8th summer reading kickoff party from 9 a.m. to noon at the Spanish River Library in Boca Raton to kick off the library's annual summer reading party that the Friends of Boca Raton Public Library have sponsored for over 20 years. Visit the Friends table to win prizes throughout the event. The Friends run a bookstore of quality used books at discount prices in the lobby of the downtown Boca Raton Public Library. Sales proceeds help them to fund other fabulous programs at the library. Donate on their website, bocalibraryfriends.org/library, or shop in their bookstore. Learn more, bocalibraryfriends.org.
Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West El Rey.
Yeah, Biden's a disaster.
Replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back, and women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet him, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet him again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561.
I'm going to put in the chat the video of me almost getting killed.
Happy, healthy childhoods with a few simple steps. Notice families under stress. Offer a helping hand. Give your time. Talk about healthy child development. Connect a family with resources. Contributing to a great childhood can be as easy as being a good neighbor. For more, PreventChildAbuseFL.org. This message is sponsored by the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, the Florida Association of Broadcasters.
I'll pin it there to the top. That's my other YouTube channel. So click that video and sub to that channel.
Hosted by Giant Recreation World second generation owner and CEO Larry McNamara and his co-host Dwayne Adams. RV Hour, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. right here on the True Oldies channel.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, 33 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Our number 1-888-465-2631. Let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
You know, you're right on this whole case in New York. Anything that happens is going to be a win for Trump. I mean, really. Think about it. And here's how you know how bad that current lawyer was. And here's how you know the prosecution, the number of objections they had.
Yeah.
When he was on the stand. He couldn't get a thought out. He couldn't complete a paragraph.
Yeah. Well, you know, one thing that we all know is that, and I can't remember, was it Byron Donald? Someone said this at one of the Trump events recently. The American people have already acquitted Donald Trump. And I love this stupid idea. This is so brilliant. If I was trying to sabotage the Democrats with this jury verdict, I wouldn't have even thought of this stupidity. So after the verdict, no matter what it is, Joe Biden's going to come out to the American people and tell them what a bad, evil guy, you know, Trump is.
With his misfiring neurons and everything, you know, even when he has help, he can't get anything correct, you know.
No, exactly, Mike, exactly. All right, well, it's good to hear from you. Take care. Mike from Louisiana. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Bill from Sanford. How are you?
Hey, Bill, what's up?
Well, as far as Georgia and Kemp, I don't understand the silence between...
He's corrupt. He's corrupt. They're corrupt. They're corrupt.
Silent.
They're corrupt.
Beginning about the phone call, we've heard nothing from the Attorney General or the governor.
Yeah.
Involved in this case. That's so weird. When Herkel's all involved and all that stuff in New York.
Well, they're playing both sides. They're corrupt, but they're trying to play both sides. I should say, trying to play both sides.
Irritating.
Pisses me off.
You know, it just there must be nothing there.
And you know what? Do you know I spent so? Let me tell you how pissed off I was at Georgia. I know this sounds stupid and petty, you know, but I was upset. We went and got breakfast, right? And I said, you know, I told my friends I didn't tell them why, but I said, let's not go out for a big... So we went to Starbucks, and I got like a bacon Gouda sandwich for like $3 or something. You know, we all did. We spent like $12 on breakfast, and me and a bunch of my friends got together. These are people I've known for 40 years. Some of them I haven't seen for 30 years, right? These are some old friends I used to hang around with when I was in my teens and early 20s. We all went out to dinner together. We drove back to Jacksonville, Florida for dinner. We were going to have dinner in Georgia. I didn't tell them why. But I was going to drive. I drove home Saturday night back to Boca, you know, and I told them that's why, because I thought they're all conservative MAGA people, but I didn't want to get into it. So we didn't have dinner in Georgia because I didn't want to spend another penny in Georgia. I was so pissed off at Kemp. And
shower.
Back to Florida for a shower. Exactly.
Get rid of that Georgia.
I mean, I know that sounds petty, and I don't think Brian Kemp cares, but there were a lot of us, and it was an expensive dinner, and I'm like, there's just no way we can lay this kind of money down in Georgia with that guy's name, governor, on the sign.
It always bothered me that they don't say anything, whether it's for or against. I mean, it's just so scary.
Yeah.
I don't. It's weird.
Yeah, and I remember I was in Georgia all day. Okay, and we were at this place and we were waiting, and I got there in the morning, and they're like, you know, everybody kept, let's go to lunch, and I kept putting off because I didn't want to go to the restaurant down the street and spend money in Georgia. I didn't even get gas in Georgia. And my tank was pretty low. And on the way back to Florida, I didn't even know if I had enough gas to. This sounds so stupid. I wasn't sure I had enough gas to get back to Florida, and I didn't want to buy gas in Georgia. I know that sounds so petty, doesn't it?
Well, no, not really one because
well, that tax. I don't want to spend. Listen, any money you spend, there's tax, and we know what happens with tax dollars in Georgia. Fannie Willis uses tax dollars to hire men to have sex with her.
And the governor or the attorney general.
Exactly.
Fulton County about Fannie Willis. You know, geez, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I might have spent $5 in Georgia. And I was there all damn day. I spent $5 in Georgia. You know? And that was painful to me. That was pain. I don't like to be angry at Georgia because I've always loved Georgia. But I mean, come on. Come on, Georgia.
I remember going up north and either stopping for Georgia for gas or passing Georgia for gas, depending what the price is, years and years ago.
Mm-hmm.
This discount thing and car, and they're not doing anything about Fannie Willis. No, nothing, not a word out of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they're now. What do you think about this business of Joe Biden making a surprise in-person visit to his daughter-in-law right before she's going to testify in Hunter's gun case? He obviously exactly witness tampering. Yes, but Trump's on trial.
And then to change the subject a minute, did you hear? I don't know if this is true, but the judge in the New York case was saying that you don't have to have majority rule to find him guilty.
What? Who said that?
The judge for instance.
No. They've not given the instructions yet. So no, I've heard that too. I heard that over the weekend too, and I don't know where that came from. No. That's inaccurate reporting.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. All right, Sanford. All right, take care. Now, I don't like to be petty, and I'm not into boycotting. In fact, I don't know if I've ever boycotted really before. I did my my 1 day Georgia boycott. Oh my goodness. These people in government are sick. They just are sick. Okay. So Trump goes to the Libertarian Convention. There's some booing. And, of course, the media get all excited. Oh, they're the real conservatives. Really? Really? The Libertarians are the real conservatives. Did you see who they nominated? A guy named Chase Oliver is the Libertarian Party's nominee for president. Now, these are the jerks that were booing Trump. The Gateway Pundit has an article about this guy. Chase Oliver, listen to this. Now these are the real conservatives. They were booing Trump. Listen to this. Chase Oliver, the Libertarian Party's nominee for president, is a woke leftist. The 38-year-old openly gay former Democrat, now Libertarian. This is the Libertarians. This is who they nominated for their nominee for president after they booed Trump. A 38-year-old openly gay former Democrat was chosen as the party's nominee Sunday evening. According to Politico, the Libertarian candidate for president of the United States is aligned with the Liberal caucus. He is far from a libertarian. He's an ultra-progressive. He supports Black Lives Matter. He's openly supported drag queen story hours, open borders, and was in big favor of big tech censorship. So this guy that they nominated, the Libertarian Party, is a radical radical liberal extremist. Okay, the ones that were booing Trump. Now, don't look for this in the mainstream fake news. They're not going to tell you this. But those of you that are libertarians, don't you understand? The Libertarian Party is a Democrat outfit. Now, I'm not talking about a person that, like you might be listening to me right now and consider yourself a libertarian. I'm talking about the official Libertarian Party leadership and organization that nominated this Black Lives Matter weirdo to be their nominee. Every vote for a libertarian candidate is a vote for a Democrat, even if there's a real conservative nominee as opposed to this lunatic. The Libertarian Party leadership, the organization, has obviously been taken over by the Democrats to try to screw over Republicans. Now, while the press are reporting that they booed him and it was a mistake to go there, it was a brilliant move for President Trump to go there. Otherwise, we wouldn't know that the person they nominated is an openly gay activist who supports Black Lives Matter, open borders, and the drag queen story hours. And I'm sure he supports all kinds of other leftist stuff. We wouldn't have known that if Trump didn't go there. So President Trump made a very wise decision and did us a big favor exposing the radical Marxist leftists that are at the Libertarian Party running it, and this leftist lunatic Marxist open border person that they nominated for their candidacy for president, who's going to be on the ballot in almost 40 states, like 36 states, 38 states. How many ballots does the Libertarian guy get on? Why do they have this guy on there? Because they know there are a lot of very, there are not many rules on this program. But when I first started working with Steve, he said, no libertarian guest ever on the show. That's about the only rule we have on this show. He says they're terminally boring, and he's right. Because we've had, even though we have we have had them on from time to time, they're terminal. But they are saboteurs. Saboteurs. Anyone who votes for a libertarian, you're voting for the Democrats. Literally, you're taking a vote away from Trump. And the Libertarian Party, we now know, is a Democrat front organization. It's not real. We're going to take our last break of the first hour and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, I just want to give a shout out to my coffee. This is very important. Anybody that has any kind of acid reflux, if you try the low acidic coffee of my coffee, it is absolutely the best. I wasn't able to drink coffee for years, and I tried it, and now I can drink the coffee with no problem whatsoever. It's absolutely delicious. The flavor is like a tastier flavor than regular coffee. I'm telling you, I don't get stomach aches. I don't get anything. I'm so happy with it, and I think that you ought to mention it. I think it's important, especially for older people.
Mike Lindell says that his coffee, the My Coffee, which is 50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at mypillow.com, it's the best tasting coffee you've ever had.
Absolutely true. I have tried over the years other coffees, and nothing comes near his, and that really is the truth.
50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at mypillow.com.
Hey, Mike. So I'm here to talk about not just the injustice that custody brings, but what militarization of police brings to us.
Why do you think that the drag queens? Why do you think that the drag?
Okay.
Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All. Great book. Call 561-743-0999 or
I mean, I don't think my Georgia daytime boycott's going to
Are you living your
change
best
anything.
life?
But,
Are you feeling
you
the
know,
way you know you should be?
I got to
This is
try.
John, CFO at Lighthouse Medical Center. Our hormone optimization therapy programs have helped so many people get back to feeling the way they did in their 20s. They're full of energy after a long day, reduced their risk of heart disease, sexual vigor, and
yeah, if you click that link at the top, that's a link to my other YouTube channel. That will take you to the video where I almost was killed in Jacksonville over the weekend. Not kidding. I mean, it was stupid. So if you could subscribe to that channel, that's my vlogging channel.
let our medical team get you optimized and living your best life. Our family medical practice has been serving South Florida for over 71 years. Let us show you what personalized medical care and being treated like family feels like. Call us at 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. Or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today.
Hurricane season is here, and making sure you're ready is key if you need to evacuate. Evacuations typically don't have to be hundreds of miles. Having at least half a tank of gas ensures you can evacuate the necessary tens of miles to a safe, sheltering location when a storm threatens you.
We'll be back shortly, guys.
Nearby friends and family now, and have a plan in place for what to do if you're ordered to evacuate. Visit halfwayfull.halfwaythere.com to learn about more ways to be prepared. This message is sponsored by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this week's.
Don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. The prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order or prescriptions needed. You're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor can order. They even have an STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. There's not many lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio stations. Don't wait for the rest. Only go to any
All right, we're coming back.
any lab test now of Coral Springs, and make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, we are back, and of course, yesterday was Memorial Day. Mike, is the delay engaged? Okay, because I'm gonna in a couple minutes here, I'm gonna play some sound bites that I've not listened to in their entirety yet. So there may be some. Okay, so if something, if like there's an F-bomb, I can dump. Okay, all right, that happened the other day. But I'm gonna play some audio sound bites in a minute that I've not pre-screened. So there may be profanity in them. I don't know. I'm not expecting it, but it's possible. But if it happens, I'll just hit the dump button and wait for it to build back up, just like a call. Well, it is audio from a leftist, so that's why, if this was a conservative, I wouldn't worry. But before that, I just want to add just an addition to Lighthouse Medical Center. Their neuropathy treatment works, and no matter where you're located in America, Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano can help you with your neuropathy. All right? Keep that in mind. No matter where you are in America, they understand that if you're suffering from neuropathy, you probably have a difficult time getting around. Even if you're local and you can't make it into their office, give them a call. They can help you. Here's the number, 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio so you can take advantage of their no-charge consultation. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Excuse me, guys. Sorry to clear my throat in the mic. I thought I hit the off button, but I didn't. Okay, so let me get back to this. So President Trump went to the Libertarian Convention, and they booed him. And the media just got so excited. And then, I've got some audio from the guy they nominated. So the Libertarian Party that booed President Trump nominated their nominee for President of the United States, who's going to be on the ballot in almost 40 states to screw over, Donald Trump in this election. We find out that the Libertarians' presidential nominee, Chase Oliver, is a radical leftist Marxist, a supporter of Black Lives Matter, drag queen story hour, open borders, and big tech censorship. And I have a couple clips of him. Keep in mind, this is the nominee for President of the United States from the Libertarian Party. They nominated him where they were booing President Trump. Here he is talking about defunding the police.
So I'm here to talk about not just the injustice that Cop City brings, but what militarization of police brings to us. I was in the streets in summer of 2020 when we were peacefully protesting the murder of George Floyd, the murder of Breonna Taylor. And
wow, so he's a big defund anti-police guy. This is the Libertarian Party's nominee for president. They're the real conservatives? Are you kidding me? A Democrat front group is what it is. George Soros is probably funding the entire Libertarian Party right now.
To us. I was in the streets in summer of 2020 when we were peacefully protesting the murder of George Floyd, the murder of Breonna Taylor and others. And it was the Atlanta police who decided to bring the tanks rolling down the street and who decided to call in the National Guard. It was y'all who corralled us. It was y'all who were pepper gas.
Now look, he's trying to sound all Southern. He can't even hardly say y'all. And I got news for you. I lived in the South all my life, and I remember when people used to say that all the time. They don't say it that much anymore. And they certainly don't say it with a Northern accent like this guy.
Spraying and tear gassing us. It was the police who were pulling people out of their cars and arresting them for no reason other than the fact they were lost on the night of the protest. And so what does the police get in reward for that? $67 million of taxpayer money to fund your facility? That's ridiculous. I don't think it's right to be giving you $1 until you restore trust with the people.
Okay, so we have this fake Southerner with his y'all, it's like John Kerry saying y'all. He's supporting the sainthood of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Maybe Breonna Taylor and her boyfriend shouldn't have taken a gun out and pointed it at police officers. Hey, maybe they shouldn't have been dealing with the dope either. But now he's talking about defunding the police. This is your Libertarian Party's candidate for president. And I'm watching all this garbage go on about them booing and how it was a disaster for Trump because these are the ultra-uber conservatives. If the people in that convention were uber conservatives, would they have nominated this BLMer who supports open borders?
The way you do that is pretty simple. You do that by by ending qualified immunity for the Atlanta City Police so that we can get our day in court when we're done wrong. You do that by requiring your officers to hold liability insurance. So when they do wrong, it doesn't come out of the taxpayer's pocket for mother services. It comes out of the pockets of the police officers who have to pay for those insurance policies.
Wow. That's some radical ideas. And here he is talking about this again. Now, this is the Libertarian Party's nominee for president. Here he is talking about drag queen story hours. This is where we got to keep our fingers close to the dump button in case this libertarian Marxist says something.
I believe that. Why do you think that the drag queens want to read to children?
Because I think that they are performance artists and they want to be able to have different levels of performance art. It's the same reason as why do the Wiggles sing to children? Because they want to have a marketplace to kids. They want to be able to.
The Wiggles is made for children. It's obviously family friendly material. Drag queens are not what you call family friendly kind of entertainment.
Okay, but a man in a dress is what drag is, right? Let's just be real. A man in a dress or a woman in a suit is what drag is. Mm-hmm. That is not inherently sexual. There is inherently sexual drag. And you're not going to convince me. I'm not going to defend otherwise. There absolutely is. But there's also the ability to perform as a man in a wig without being sexual. And that is what this is. And I guarantee you, if you act like I said, I went for myself because I was like, why are there people protesting this thing? I want to see what this drag queen story time is myself, and I want to see what it is.
Oh, I'm sure he already knew.
Nothing sexual was going on. And I think that is the truth for 99% of this. And I think
would you take your kids to a drag queen story hour? Or would you drop them off at a drag queen story hour and
I don't think that's what happens. Most of the time, the parents are right there with the kids. But
I'm asking you, would you drop your kids off at a drag queen story hour and come back an hour later?
Would you drop your kids off at a movie? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if he has kids. So there's your Libertarian Party nominee, the people that were booing Trump. Give me a break. Now, he just got the nomination last night. I want to give the media a little bit of pass to soak this in, but this should be on television by noon today. This guy, we now know, the Libertarian Party have always been saboteurs, okay? And they've gotten some losers that have a good Republican name to go and get their nominations from time to time. But we now know the Libertarian Party has been taken over by the Democrats. It's a Democrat Party front group. Of course they were booing Trump. They're radical Marxists who nominated a guy who supports open borders. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian. It's Taj.
Hey, Taj. What's up?
I'm a libertarian, but there's no way, and I'm just calling in to make the point clear. If you want to have the most anti-socialist candidate, you vote for Trump. There's no alternative. There's no alternative this year. There hasn't been in a long time.
Well, wait a minute. When you say libertarian, like somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene would say she's a libertarian. Most MAGA Republicans will tell you they're a libertarian, but the Libertarian Party nominated this very radical leftist. I mean, this guy's as radical as AOC and Tlaib, okay? And of course they boo Trump. They support open borders, drag queen story hours, defunding the police, BLM. I mean, the Libertarian Party is not representative of any libertarian I've ever met in my life.
It's true, and that they've devolved into this. I don't know what it is, but hey, it's just going to help Trump win even more.
Only if people know about it. I mean, wait a minute. Only if people know about it. I mean, other than me, has anybody else reported on this yet? It's early, first day of the week, because it's a holiday weekend. But they nominated this guy on Sunday. Today's Tuesday. And other than me, I don't think anyone's reported this.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about leaving that party anyway. So.
Well, you should be a registered Republican so you can vote in the primaries, Taj. Taj, I got 20 seconds. I'll give you the last word unless you're done.
No, I'm done. You guys have a good day, but Trump is the only way to go.
That's right. Trump is the only way to go. That's a fine last word. All right. My name is Brian Craig. We are back the morning after Memorial Day. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I know people are still probably kind of hungover this morning. There was not that much traffic on the way in today, I noticed. 888-465-2631. 1 hour down, 2 to go. Back after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Oh, if you're on hold, hang in there. All right. And don't forget, guys, order your Mighty Mega Lion at MightyMagaLion.com. If you order your Mighty Mega Lion this morning, it will be shipped today. I got a batch going out today that I personally am taking to the post office. This is the only Trump-inspired merchandise wearing the MAGA hat, available only through me, MightyMagaLion.com. There's also a link in the description of the video, okay? MightyMagaLion.com is the website. If you order more than one, you get a discount. And, of course, what better way to do your verdict watch in this corrupt courtroom in New York than holding on to your Mighty Maga Lion? We got the convention coming up, and, of course, I take mine out anytime there's a Trump rally on. MightyMagaLion.com. Again, a link in the description. Order yours, guys, all right? Absolutely. Cute and cuddly, just like Trump.
Dining experience with over 140 new HD TVs, big screens, exceptional dining, and full bar. PBKC is your entertainment destination. Go to pbkennelclub.com.
It's crazy the things you can do with a smartphone or tablet these days. Stream movies, take pictures, order groceries. Heck, you can even make yourself look like a unicorn. And with the Sloman's Shield home security system, you can do something really important too. Keep your family safe. Just call 833-283-5050 and you can get a free home security system, plus your choice of a free indoor monitoring camera or programmable thermostat when you subscribe to Sloman's low-cost monitoring service for 5 years. With the award-winning Sloman Shield, you can use your smartphone or tablet to arm and disarm your system. View your home, lock your doors, control your thermostat, even turn your
We'll be back shortly.
and switching to Sloman's is easy when you call
If you're on hold, hang in there. This is our last commercial. We'll be back.
Trump's outrageous campaign rhetoric. And another example, a video posted on his social media.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. If you just tuned in, you've missed a lot. I covered a lot in the first hour, but before I bring up anything new or do any recapping, let's just take some of these calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, conservative. Welcome back.
Hey, Doug. What's up?
Man, this Libertarian Party used to be something that was reasonable sounding. You know, they didn't have a chance of winning, and now they did themselves a Bud Light. They destroyed themselves with this guy. This guy is a real wacko. I don't know.
Only if people report on it. And they nominated him Sunday night. And to my knowledge, now again, yesterday was a holiday, so today I'm going to give people. But to my knowledge, I'm the only one reporting on this so far.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess the media figures that libertarians have no chance ever, so what's the big deal? Why waste time? But it was interesting that I always thought, well, libertarians had good ideas, some good ideas anyway. Now this guy is just...
They have obviously been taken over by hardcore liberal activists, and they're not even covering it up very well.
They're just trying to get a little more attention, but this is going to get...
And I'll tell you, there's an article on this guy that I did tweet, and I, you know how long it took me to find this out about him?
Yeah, it's tough.
However long it took me to type in his name on Google, and it came up. So there was no but nobody. But believe me, people in the media either know or will know what I know about him. And they're not going to report on it because they like that story that they booed Trump as if they're the real credible conservatives.
Yeah, I thought that was great when Trump was there and when he told, listen, you finally get something you can finally win. And I'll put people in my cabinet. He did the best thing for them and they booed him. You know, these people are nuts.
Well, it's a leftist BLM group. All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. Richie, welcome back. I missed you yesterday.
Yes.
You know, the show that you've had this morning has been excellent.
Great, thank you.
You've always brought awareness to your listeners. I have one thing. I know you were traveling yesterday. Can I bring up something because it was Memorial Day and I'm a bit...
Okay.
Yesterday, the President of the United States on Memorial Day, instead of eulogizing dead our people that have died,
yeah,
as George Floyd in his address.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that later. George Floyd Memorial Day is not for George Floyd, Martin Luther King, or any other civilian who dies under any circumstance. It's for those who have volunteered to serve in the military. It's pretty sick, isn't it?
What a disgrace!
And I don't want you to think I'm putting. Oh, hold on. And I don't want you to think I'm putting George Floyd and Martin Luther King in the same category. But I'm just here to tell you, Memorial Day are for U.S. service personnel that are in our armed forces that have fallen in the line of duty. okay, not for activists of any kind. And it's pretty sick what Biden did, and Kamala.
Yeah, you don't do that on Memorial Day. And by the way, Derek Chauvin, who was arrested and convicted, okay, and got stabbed 22 times in prison.
Correct.
Died.
Yeah.
That was the justice for George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a race baiting. I don't know how. I am so livid about what he did yesterday. This is the biggest disgrace for veterans. A kick in the face to walk.
Well, you know, I'll tell you this about the George Floyd. You know, Mark Dice calls him Saint George Floyd. It's like they've tried to make him a saint. The reason they did that is many, but I think it was the pop-up Trump rally, because that's what it was. The pop-up Trump rally in the Bronx with all those black people coming out. They said, what can we do? What can we do? Oh, yeah, okay, we'll do this. We'll honor George Floyd on Memorial Day. How disrespectful to family members of those who have a junkie, right?
Felon. And it's you know what's a shame? It's a shame that black people have put him up for a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Black people. I mean, if this is their idol, if this is what they want to be, what they represents them, this is sick.
It is sick.
Died with fentanyl. I mean, this whole thing is sick.
Even let me tell you, even if that Derek Chauvin was guilty and everything they want you to think about George Floyd was true, which it's not, but even if it was, okay, you still don't honor someone like that on Memorial Day. It's not right.
No, I mean, not at all. I mean, and what did they do? There was another holiday where they put gays in there. It was another one of our holidays, and they made it into a gay thing.
Yeah.
They are so sick. I mean, there's the disease in this country, and the disease in this country is not a Communist Party of America.
Yes.
I mean, this has gotten out of control already. And when I think about this, and I said, boy, this is something on Memorial Day. I don't hear Brian Craig on the radio, and this guy with his eulogy to George Floyd on Memorial Day. That was all it took. I said, oh my God, this is.
I was resting. I know I came back. I got home like at 5:30 in the morning on Sunday morning, and so Monday I thought I need a day of rest. I was pretty exhausted.
Did you have a good time? That was the main thing. My house, by the way.
I did. I was on the phone with my wife when I drove by the exit for your house, and I says, "Oh, I'm by Richie's. I could get off here and go hang out with Richie." You know.
About, you know how close you were to me? You were 3 miles from my house on that exit 150.
I believe me, on the way back, I was so tired. I stopped and slept in a Walmart parking lot in my car for 3 hours on the drive back from Georgia. But I could have stopped at your house and slept in your driveway.
I would have made you the best cup of coffee of your life.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, if you ever come by again, just give me a ring.
All right, I will. I could have used the pit stop. All right, take care, Richie the bus driver. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Brian. Hey,
oh, here we go.
You know the best Trump rally I ever saw. Best.
Which one? The Bronx?
I ever saw. No, when you, Steve Kane, Conservative Doug, and all the other little buddies was at the Pamela Beach Foster Mall, got to get in there, did that.
I heard the names. I didn't hear the shouting part, so I did hit the dump button. I don't know if he said anything at the end there, but it was unintelligible, and I couldn't make it. He liked when we got kicked out of the flea market. Yeah, well, hey, that's the way it goes, guys. That's the way it goes. All right, I would thank you for your call, but if I did that, I would be lying. All right, now I got to tell you, I just say this real quick. I'm not going to go through a whole thing on this, but I did one of the dumbest things I've done since I've been a grown-up. Okay, I did a lot of stuff when I was young that was stupid, and it's amazing I'm alive today. But I went to Jacksonville. I got together over the weekend with some of my old friends, and I stayed in Jacksonville. My friends, they live all in North Florida around Jacksonville, and I don't like to stay at people's houses. I just don't like to stay at people's houses. 'Cause, on the weekends even, I wake up so early in the morning. Nobody gets up as early as I do. I'm staying in this hotel in Jacksonville, and my friends all live outside of Jacksonville. East side, they live south, they live north, and they don't know Jacksonville. So I found a hotel in Jacksonville. I wanted to stay on that St. Johns River, and I found a hotel that had pretty decent reviews, and I drive up on Friday, get together with my friends for dinner on Friday night, and then I go back to the hotel, I go to bed, and I wake up at like 3 in the morning, Saturday morning. And I decided, you know what? I said, I'm going to go make a YouTube video. I'm staying in downtown Jacksonville, Florida on the St. Johns River. And I said, I'm going to go make a YouTube video of this beautiful area. It's on the river, it's downtown and everything else. And it was the dumbest thing I've done in years, okay? It was completely abandoned. I was like the Omega Man, okay? The streets were, well, they look like they were empty. And it's 3:30 in the morning. I made a YouTube video of this. If you guys search Brian Craig, Jacksonville, Florida on YouTube, it'll come up. And so I walk away from the hotel, and I'm starting to walk down the street. I notice no one's there, and I say to myself, I don't know if I should be doing this. It's 3:30 in the morning, and Jacksonville is a blue city in this great red state of ours, and it has one of the highest crime rates in the state of Florida, which I'd forgotten about till I started walking, and I'm away from the hotel, and I'm making this YouTube video, and I say on the video, I say, I don't know if I should be doing this, walking through downtown Jacksonville at 3:30 in the morning. I don't know if this is a low-crime neighborhood, a high-crime neighborhood, and I said, well, let's just hope I don't find out what kind of neighborhood it is, and I come back to the hotel. So I've got the entire downtown Jacksonville area to myself. There's no one around. And I hear this alarm down the street. So I was like, oh, let me go check out the alarm. It'll make the YouTube video more interesting. So I walk way, way down, pretty far down, and there's an alarm going off in this parking garage. And then a guy starts walking towards me. And now it's about 3:45 in the morning, 3:30, 3:45 in the morning. And so I say to myself, I'm going to walk back to the hotel. So I cross the street, and I was a little nervous of the guy, but, I went his way, I went my way, and I'm starting to walk back to the hotel, and I'm making my YouTube video showing all these buildings. I've got the whole downtown area to myself. The guy's following me, and he's a big old scary-looking dude. He starts following me. And he followed me, really far. We are the only two out at night. See, and I realized why no one's out on the streets of Jacksonville at 3:30 in the morning, because it's deadly dangerous. So I'm making this video, and I almost didn't put this video online, and this is not like me just promoting my YouTube channel, okay? This is serious. I almost didn't put this video online because what I did was so stupid. So when you watch this video, I crossed the street. So I'm like, well, maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe he's not following me. He's just coincidentally walking like a mile down the road with nobody else out where I'm going. I cross the street, and sure enough, he crosses the street. There's no one out. I don't know where the heck I am. He crosses the street following me. And when you watch the video, all of a sudden I stop talking, and you'll see, if you go watch this, just search on YouTube, Brian Craig, Jacksonville, Florida, it will come up. You will see my camera keep going to the left. Every time it goes to the left, I'm looking over my shoulder, and the guy's getting closer. So I cut across this field because the hotel's over ahead to start going into the hotel, and it's blocked. This area is blocked. I can't go that way. So I have to cut back a different way and get closer to the guy, and he's getting closer, and he's getting closer. Obviously, I escaped, but it was, lucky that I am here. This guy was going to rob me, and God knows what else, okay? It was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my like real adult life, because you're not really an adult when you're like 18 and in your early 20s. This is the dumbest thing I've done since I was very young, and I'll never do it again. But this is what happens when you go to blue cities, you know, and this guy probably would have killed. There's no way he would have just come up to me and I'd have given him my wallet and my phone. And I kept filming, and I was thinking and I was looking around like, is there anyone I can run to? Like, you can't call 911 because where's the call? The call would probably get routed to Palm Beach County. I'm up in I don't even know where I am. No cars around. So I'm filming and I'm thinking to myself, well, this video is going to be like the Blair Witch Project video, because I'm going to get killed. There's no way this guy is going to take my wallet, take my phone, and then just let me go. There's just no way. The guy's going to stab me. He's going to do something. But I was lucky to get away, and I was really scared. I was really scared, because when you're younger, you don't get so scared, but when you get older, you got stuff to lose. I got a wife, I got a kid, you know, my daughter's getting married, you know, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm done. How stupid. I'm dead. I'm dead. You know? But this is what happens when you go to blue cities. And, you know, this, you know, a guy like this following me around, it's like The Walking Dead, these zombies at night, you know, to them, attacking someone like me and victimizing me, it's like, you know, it's my fault, not theirs. Why, you know, I shouldn't be walking. He'd be right on this. If I'm walking around at this hour of the morning, I deserve to get robbed and stabbed, right? I'm stupid. I shouldn't be out there. I mean, that's kind of the attitude that you have. And I got to tell you something. My brief moment of stupidity in a blue city. Can you imagine living in one of these cities? You know, I put this video online yesterday, and I've gotten a lot of emails and DMs from people that live in Jacksonville, because I guess it's coming up because they watch in Jacksonville. And they've 100% have told me I'm lucky to be alive. And I gotta say, you know, my little brief 45 minutes or an hour walking around the streets at 3:30 in the morning in a blue city where I almost was victimized just like that. What's it like when you live in these places where you can be victimized? You probably are victimized all the time. I mean, look what happened in Chicago over Memorial Day. And that's one of the reasons Trump is doing so well in certain demos that he normally would not be doing well in, like in the Bronx. Chicago wants him to come to Chicago, right? Because they're tired of living in these high crime areas where when you're a crime victim, by the way, I was not wearing my MAGA hat. I wasn't that stupid, okay? I left my MAGA hat in the hotel room. I wasn't going to walk around Jacksonville at 3:30 in the morning with a Make America Great Again hat. I'm not that stupid, you know? But they're tired of living in these areas where crime is the norm, right? Where, you know, you're expected to be victimized, and you're supposed to enjoy it, I guess, because it's a way of life. And you got to really feel sorry for people in these blue cities run by these Democrats. But that's why they've woken up and said, we're not going to take it anymore. And that's why so many people in these blue cities are supporting Donald Trump. All right. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll take a break and be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now.
No, it was completely stupid. I'll put the video back in there. I put it in there earlier, but I'll put it in again. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'll put the video back in there.
That's amazing. So you heard me in Orlando talking about Dr. Appleton and drove to South Florida with your mother to see him.
Yeah, my mom is awesome now. Awesome. No more arthritis, no more pills, none of that. She's going back to New York. She sits on the train for 24 hours. And I'm telling you, no pain. She gets off that train, and my sister says she walks like a young woman.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Call Dr. Appleton.
There you are. I just put the video in there.
973-0710.
So you click that, let's pin to the top.
973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida.
Yeah, go. Yeah, somebody just texted me. Walking towards the alarm was a big mistake. That was stupid. I must say that was stupid.
Succulent on the inside. Everything's homemade. Nothing comes out of the can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Hey, grab your flip-flops and get ready for a
Oh yeah, it's a massive city. It's a huge city.
Bahamas now start at just $75 a person for a limited time. Dance the night away at our high-energy.
Well, the hotel, at the hotel, you can't have your concealed carry. You know, we have concealed carry in Florida, and the hotel, they got signs up everywhere, and they let you know when you book you can't bring a concealed weapon to the hotel. So I was unarmed. Yeah, it is the largest city in the U.S., absolutely.
Or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. With a AAA credit rating and bonded up to $10 million, Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors.
When you go to a city you don't know, sometimes you end up in a bad area. I couldn't imagine it was in a bad area on that river downtown. It had a nice view.
If your job is $300,000, that's $100,000. What are they doing with your money? Typically, it takes 3 to 4
But
weeks to get
I just pinned to the top of the chat the link to that video. Click that link. So that's my other YouTube channel. If you could subscribe and watch it.
bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and he'll never sell you a roof you don't need. Laporta Contracting has been in the roofing and contracting business since 1988, and his services cover the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too: residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Calls on hold, stand by. And just, you know, some people during the break, well, why didn't I have my concealed weapon? Well, usually when I take road trips, I take my Glock or my 38 with me because you never know. You break down on the side of the road, you need some protection. And I didn't this time because the hotel doesn't allow guns, even if you have even if you're concealed. And they made a big thing about it. I got like a Friday while I was at home before I came to the radio station. I was getting my Glock together, and they sent me like an email to check in online, and they made a big thing about guns are not allowed at the hotel. And when I got I left the gun at home, so I was completely armed. But I'll tell you what, this guy that was following me, it wouldn't have been the first time he's had a gun pointed at him, okay? And the other people that pointed the guns at him probably have more experience pointing guns actually at people than I do. But I wish I would have had it. I'll tell you that. I do. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian?
Yes, you're on the air.
Brian, good morning. It's New York. Good morning.
Hi.
I could only imagine what the story would be,
Oh, my gosh, it was terrifying.
Listen, I know that you had asked me for my number the other the video you were telling me about.
I have.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one that was at the Bronx rally. Okay, if you go, I'll tell you how to find the video. Okay. Well, I can't help you then. Oh, I can tell you what to do, and just remember, it's easy. Okay, this is the lady who called in last week. President Trump gave her the Sharpie pen he was autographing the MAGA hats with at the Bronx rally. Go to Donald Trump's YouTube channel, Donald J. Trump on YouTube, and if you watch that video, because I was watching it there, you can find at the end of the video where you see your hand getting the marker. Donald J. Trump on YouTube, President Trump's personal YouTube channel. Yes. All right? All right. Take care. All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Jay from Jersey.
Hey, Jay, what's up?
I was just tuning in and I heard you talking about, I guess you went to Jacksonville. I don't know exactly where you said you were at.
Yeah, even though you were listening. I know.
I wasn't listening.
I know.
Came in on that part.
Yes.
Okay, so basically you're saying that the blue states and under President Biden, that these blue states are horrific, which I know is bad crime out there. I understand that. So you're telling me that crime wasn't there under Trump? Or was it everybody wasn't doing no crime then? And if it was crime there when he was president, how come he didn't change it when he was in?
Yeah, okay. Well, your question is based on something else that you hallucinated that I said. Jacksonville, Florida is where I was, okay? And this was Saturday morning. Jacksonville is in Florida, which is a red state, but Jacksonville is a hardcore blue Democrat stronghold and has one of the highest crime rates in all of the state of Florida. So cities that are run by Democrats all have high crime rates, all. And Jacksonville's one of them.
How come Trump didn't fix it when he was...
Well, because he was president of... Answer that part. Because Donald Trump was the president of the United States, not the mayor of Jacksonville, Florida.
Why didn't he fix it?
Because he wasn't the mayor. He's not going to be the... When he becomes president, all of a sudden, Democrats are not going to... Excuse me. When he's president again, listen, when he's president again, Democrats are not going to stop committing crime.
Sounds stupid, just like stupid as you.
So the guy that was going to kill me on Saturday, you're telling me he wasn't a Democrat? Do you telling me that he wasn't a Democrat? This violent guy who was going to kill me Saturday morning, you're telling me he was a MAGA Republican?
But you probably do need to be knocked on your behind.
See? I deserve it. I deserve to be a crime victim. See? That's how they think.
I wouldn't get upset.
Really?
Get upset.
What kind of person are you? If I was murdered Saturday morning, you wouldn't be bothered. What kind of person thinks that?
I would be bothered if they murdered you. I said knocked on your butt.
Oh, knocked on my butt.
If they murdered you, but if they hit you in the mouth, I would get upset.
Oh, okay.
I would not.
So felony assault. I know because you're a wimp. But so felony assault, you're okay with. So if somebody wants to commit felony assault against me, you're okay with that?
Beat you up before.
What?
Remember you said you had to lay in a fetal position because somebody was kicking your butt.
No, that's not. No, you've got your stories confused. There was one time where I collapsed on the air due to severe dehydration, and the paramedics came. There was another time when someone came in the studio and attacked me. And then there was another time I've talked about where there was by the way, a liberal waiting in my hedges and attacked me in front of my house.
Another time I talked to...
Yes, okay, I get... Yes, hello?
I don't know, for some reason, all of a sudden everything went black.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, that's what happens when idiots like you think.
But no, back to the point. You're telling us if Donald Trump gets elected, he's going to fix all these crime-ridden cities.
I didn't say that. He's not running to be mayor of these cities.
Of course he's not running to be mayor. He's running to be president.
Yeah, so the president has things that they're in charge of, and local municipalities have things they're in charge of.
why are you saying Biden isn't doing anything then?
I didn't say anything about Biden when I talked about this crime issue in Jacksonville. You're hallucinating. I didn't say anything about Biden. Other than people are fed up with, see,
I'm fed up with it too. Of course I am.
What are you fed up with? What are you fed up with?
I agreed with you when you were talking last week. I agreed with you with all of these illegal crimes that these illegals are making. Oh, I agree.
Well, what about the crimes that like legals are making? You know, like this guy that was going to victimize me Saturday was not an illegal. He was a U.S. citizen.
Talking about all the illegals last week, didn't you do that?
Yes. See, I'm opposed to all crime. You're not. Okay? I'm opposed to all crime. Okay? Even if somebody victimized you, I'm opposed to that. Yes, I am.
You're not opposed to all the crime that's going over in Palestine. You're happy about it. The way the Jews are killing all the Palestinians.
Well, first of all, that's a war zone. And the Palestinians, when they fly in on ultralight aircraft and rape Israeli women, what's Israel supposed to do? All right, take care, Jay. If you're on hold, stand by. But did you hear that? If somebody commits felony assault against me, Jay from Jersey's okay with that. See what it's like? And I'll tell you, I have been victimized and been a crime victim from people in this audience over the years on some other occasions I haven't shared. Those are the ones I've shared. Every time it's been a liberal. I have never had a crime committed against me by someone who was not a liberal. Because they're animals, liberals. They think that if you're a conservative, terrible things should happen to you. As Jay from Jersey just said, that felony assault against me, he's okay with that. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Wow.
The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Trish here saying morning, everybody. Hope you had an awesome Memorial Day weekend. We're still going to stick with the heat today. A high of 96 degrees. A good coverage of scattered showers and storms potentially at about 40%. And partly cloudy. I'm going to give you the Active first morning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
So far, so good this morning in the Palm Beaches. 95 on the Turnpike remain crash-free, but we are seeing slowdowns now on the southbound side of the Turnpike passing Lake North. Also on 95 North 8 southbound passing Lantana. We're also seeing that slow traffic start to form on the northbound side of I-95 from Deerfield Beach and Boca. Further south into Broward, we also have a multi-vehicle crash still blocking the right lane, Hollywood Beach Boulevard eastbound and southwest 44th. And crews are still responding to a grass fire in North Palm Beach along Donald Ross Road approaching I-95. This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. That's traffic on this bar.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room at PBKC with 65 tables of action. Open daily for cash games, daily high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with just a $5 minimum all day, every day. PBKC Home Entertainment Destination. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more info.
Get ready for summer reading. Come to the June 8th summer reading kickoff party from 9 a.m. to noon at the Spanish River Library in Boca Raton. To kick off the library's annual summer reading party that the Friends of Boca Raton Public Library have sponsored for over 20 years. Visit the Friends table to
We'll be back shortly, guys. If you're on hold, hang in there.
quality used books at discount prices in the lobby of the downtown Boca Raton Public Library. Sales proceeds help them to fund other fabulous programs at the library. Donate on their website, bocalibraryfriends.org/library, or shop in their bookstore. Learn more, bocalibraryfriends.org.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, I just want to give a shout out to my coffee. This is very important. Anybody that has any kind of acid reflux, if you try the low acidic coffee of my coffee, it is absolutely simply the best. I wasn't able to drink coffee for years, and I tried it, and now I can drink the coffee with no problem whatsoever. It's absolutely delicious. The flavor is like a tastier flavor than regular coffee. I'm telling you, I don't get stomach aches. I don't get anything. I'm so happy with it, and I think that you ought to mention it. I think it's important, especially for older people.
Mike Lindell says that his coffee, the My Coffee, which is 50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at mypillow.com, is the best tasting coffee you've ever had.
Absolutely true. I have tried over the years other coffees, and nothing comes near his, and that really is the truth.
50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at mypillow.com.
To celebrate all my special occasions, Cafe Chardonnay is the place that I choose. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Dining at Cafe Chardonnay turns any ordinary evening into a special occasion. For over 30 years, owners Frank and Gigi have created a restaurant with a unique atmosphere, elegant yet warm and friendly. Cafe Chardonnay features today's freshest local farm produce and seafood just caught from the ocean. Cafe Chardonnay partners with nearby farmers, ranchers, and fishermen to provide the highest quality ingredients, and Chef Frank's talent combines these fresh ingredients to create delicious, novel, exciting dishes.
Make every evening a celebration at Cafe
We'll be back shortly, guys.
located in Palm Beach Gardens on the corner of PGA Boulevard and Military Trail. Call 561-627-2662, 561-627-2662, online at cafechardonnay.com.
And be sure to enjoy a glass of wine from Cafe Chardonnay's legendary wine cellar.
Are you exhausted after work with no energy left in the tank to give your family? Are you having a midday crash on a daily basis? Women, are menopause symptoms like hot flashes, anxiety, and depression making your daily life feel far more difficult than it should? Men, do you feel like you are aging far beyond what you should? Is your sexual life and relationship suffering because of disappointments in the bedroom? Then take action and let our medical team at Lighthouse Medical Center help
We'll
you
be
stop
back
the symptoms that are
in
holding
27
you back.
seconds.
We use all-natural hormone optimization therapies with precision technology to help solve your problematic symptoms. Our family-owned practice has had the honor of serving our South Florida community for over 71 years. Call us right now and let our medical team get you optimized and feeling the way that you should. Life is too short to be running at less than 100%. You and your family deserve the best version of you. Call us at 754-222-6642 or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, 20 minutes before 8. Call us on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Ben from Pompano.
Hey, Ben. What's up?
Hey, I got to be honest. I called in to listen to your show because I'm so far south. I'm not picking you up on my radio station.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were actually talking about last segment. But, you know, I could talk. I heard Jay, and I heard, like, the Libertarians. The Libertarians have been kind of discrediting themselves for years and years now, and Trump actually being like, you know, he's a change maker, sort of Republican president. I don't even consider him a Republican. I consider him in his own league because if he was a Republican, he would have, you know, bent over already and given Democrats everything they wanted. But he's the first person to come along and go into places like the Bronx. No, that's daring and bold and creative. And then he goes to the Libertarians and say, hey, listen, you know, you want to even get a fraction of your agenda done.
No. Okay. Yeah, this is, okay, no. I'm not going to give you a hard time because, you know, I appreciate, let me tell you, how many radio shows are there where listeners will go to such extremes to listen to it, right? Because you're out of range, I guess, on our station, so you're desperately trying to listen. So I'm not going to give you a hard time, okay? But you missed out on something really big, okay? And about the Libertarians, and I'm happy to restate it. Let me pull up the article because this is an amazing thing. So the story, of course, that the media just love is the Libertarians booed Trump. And these are, you know, these are the real uber conservatives, right? So on Sunday, the Libertarians that booed Trump at their convention nominated their presidential candidate. His name is Chase Oliver. He is a leftist Marxist. He supports Black Lives Matter, defunding the police, drag queen story hour, and open borders, among other things. And this is no secret. So the libertarians have been taken over by the left. Probably George Soros is probably funding the whole operation. But I don't know who's funding it. But the libertarian. This is not the Libertarian Party of Pat Buchanan anymore. All right. This is the Libertarian Party that is a front group for the Democrats. And what Trump has done is expose this. We would not have known about this. And the Libertarian nominee is on the ballot in 36 plus states in November. And there are misguided Libertarian voters who, out of principle, won't vote for a Republican. Even Trump, they'll vote Libertarian. So we've got to spend a lot of time exposing this radical BLMer that is their nominee. Because the media, they're not going to do it. And it's crazy. I can't make this up.
Yeah, whatever shred of, somewhat respect, because I think there's a big, actual, true libertarianism, not the Libertarian Party organization, but I think there's a real strain of libertarianism, like that other caller called in the Republican Party. So there was sort of a shred of respect, seeing them as fellow allies. But now, given that this guy is a complete, avowed...
Well, there's two different things. There's the Libertarian scummy party that's just nominated this BLMer to be their nominee. And then there's regular people that are voters who consider themselves libertarian. All right?
Yeah, we just want limited government and as little taxes as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think it would have to be then an infiltration, because that falls in line with everything else.
There has been a complete takeover of the Libertarian Party. I knew something was off because not the booing. Libertarians in general are weird, but I watched some of their spokespeople, and they all seem to be not straight. And I thought, this is odd. Why are there so many gay libertarians all of a sudden? There's something, and they're booing Trump. There's something off here. And I wasn't sure what it was. And then this happened. They nominate this guy, and we find out it's been taken over by leftist, the Libertarian Party, and their convention. Of course they were booing Trump. They're Marxist.
Their last nominee was Gary Johnson, right? And
yeah.
He was kind of a nutcase too, but Gary was nowhere near this Chase fellow.
Because the Democrats understand that there are a lot of Republicans who will vote Libertarian. Libertarians, again, on the ballot in 36 or at least 36 states, if not 38. Okay? And it's a disruptor. Every vote for a Libertarian candidate is a vote for a Democrat. So this is part of the Democrats' operation now. And this guy's I'm gonna spend a lot of time between now and November talking about this guy, because I don't think anyone's going to report it.
They're trying to compensate for the fact that they're worried about RFK, so they're throwing in their own sort of badger to go after Trump, and I think you're right.
Yeah, but everybody knows what RFK is. No one knows about this guy. Well, his name is a tell. I mean, his name is Chase. Yeah.
They're just going to see he's the nominee for the Libertarian Party, and that will be all the info they have.
And when they show and they'll do stories on CNN showing the history of Libertarian Party candidates, and you'll see like Pat Buchanan, who they think is a Nazi. And they'll have this. They'll be comparing this guy to Pat Buchanan, even though he's a BLMer.
And you're absolutely right. This is devious enough where it definitely has to have George Soros' fingerprints all over it.
It's taken a lot. What they've done is they've bought the party. They do it through money. Who pays for the convention? Who pays for these candidates? And that's how they do it. And they've taken over the Libertarian Party. And this has to be exposed. But I don't think even a lot of other conservatives in media are going to talk about this.
I've only seen it, like you said, I haven't seen it mainstream. I've only seen it on Twitter with people showing the clips of that psycho drag queen story hour, which that idiot has no idea what it is. If you look into the...
But believe me, he knows who it is. He knows what it is. Believe me. All right, appreciate the call. Thanks so much. All right, we'll take our last break of the second hour and be right back.
Hard Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hey, grab your flip-flops and get ready for a
Lighthouse Medical Center CFO and Director of Neuropathy. I want to welcome you to Lighthouse Medical Center this year. It's our 75th anniversary, and we've been able to help a lot of patients. We want to be able to help you with your neuropathy issues as well. If you have numbness, burning, pain, tingling, lack of sleep, or balance issues, please come see us and let us help you with that problem. There's hope out there for you. We've had thousands of patients come through Lighthouse Medical Center. Being able to see the quality improved in their life and being able to help them and their family has been a blessing to us and a blessing to them, and we look forward to doing that for the next 75 years. We don't just treat neuropathy at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have a specialized knee pain program with non-surgical solutions for bone-on-bone and knee pain issues. We also treat chronic back pain, ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder pain. Call for a free consultation with us today. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
There's a piece of audio I want to play. I'm looking for. Gosh darn it. There's a piece of audio I want to share that I can't find. All right, now when I went to Jacksonville, I didn't take my Glock, but I did take my MyPillow 2.0. I'm not kidding. No Glock, no 38, but I had my MyPillow because when I travel, I always take my MyPillow with me because I want to get the best night's sleep I can possibly get no matter where I am, and I take it with me everywhere. And I walk into the hotel. I took it on the cruise ship, too. The MyPillow 2.0, which is buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane at checkout. It makes a great Father's Day gift. And, you know, the MyPillow 2.0 has the patented fill inside that the MyPillow that started it all had, but it has the outside cover of it is made of this special temperature regulating technology that keeps your head and neck perfectly cool all night long. You will never flip the pillow over looking for the cool side again. It's buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane at checkout. Now, the MyPillow mattress topper, great Father's Day gift, 50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout. It turns your entire bed into a MyPillow. And the $25 extravaganza continues on some of the top MyPillow products. So Father's Day includes, of course, your dad, your granddad, your husband, if you got kids, and, of course, your son, if he has children. So go to MyPillow.com. You can use our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, on all the specials there, not just the ones I mentioned. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. Yeah, I want to recap this because I think this is very important. You know, we're going to be on verdict watch with President Trump, hopefully this week. The defense and the prosecution will be making their closing arguments. Then we're going to get the jury instructions from this corrupt judge, and then we'll be on jury watch. But I want to go back to this Libertarian Party thing because I have been looking through the news all morning long during the breaks. I've not seen this story mentioned anywhere other than Trump was booed. And, you know, I've never been a fan of libertarians. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene will tell you she's a libertarian. Trump may even tell you he's a libertarian. But what I'm talking about are the Libertarian Party members who vote Libertarian. It is a waste of a vote. It always has been. I mean, I don't spend my time begging these idiots for their vote. I agree with Trump. Keep getting your 3%. But what has happened at this Libertarian Party convention over the weekend is a huge scandal, and no one's reporting it. So the only thing they're reporting is the Libertarians booed Trump. They also booed Vivek Ramaswamy. And they love that. Oh, the media love that. Trump getting booed. Oh, and you hear the stories. Oh, with his ego. They're always talking about his ego. He has like the opposite of that. That's their projection because they hate the man so much. So then on Sunday, the Libertarian Party nominated, this is the nominee for the Libertarian Party for President of the United States. His name is Chase Oliver. He's a radical leftist Marxist. He's an activist with Black Lives Matter, supports defunding the police, supports Drag Queen Story Hour, and he also supports open borders, and he just got their nomination. So what I was telling the last caller, this is what the Democrats do. The Libertarian Party is a Democrat front group, and they do this all the time. Now, we only know about, when I say we, I don't mean like me. There are others that know about this. They're just not reporting it. Because there's a lot of fake MAGA out there, guys, in the media. A lot of fake MAGA that do shows like this and shows similar to, well, they can't be like this or similar. We're much better than they are, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of conservative talk show hosts and commentators and stuff who want you to think they're MAGA, but they're fake MAGA. I tell you guys this, never trust a never Trumper, even if they claim to be reformed. And out of all the stories of the weekend, you know, Trump at the car race, you know, see the trial, we haven't gotten the closing arguments or the jury instructions yet. So while the trial is important, there has not been a new event in the trial yet to talk about, okay? Because we haven't had the closing arguments or the jury instructions. When new things happen, we'll have new things to talk about. What we're talking about now is like, well, what will happen as opposed to talk about what has happened, okay? This has happened, and it's got to be talked about. Because the Democrats, believe me, this Libertarian candidate you're not going to see him on a lot of interviews, because if you see him, he's doesn't seem like a tough Libertarian guy, okay? If you go and watch his interviews and stuff. But they're going to talk a lot about him, and the Libertarian Party is going to get more promotion from the mainstream corporate media than they normally do, because they boo Trump and they think they can use it against Trump to take votes away. And you know, if people in the media don't expose this guy like I'm doing, there are some misguided people that'll vote for this Libertarian guy in November. And while it may not swing a state like Florida, it could matter in some places like Michigan. So the fake MAGA people, this is one of those times when you're going to be able to find out who's real and who's, remember that? Is it real or is it Memorex? Are they real MAGA or fake MAGA? Now, I'm going to give people until tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to give people till tomorrow, because yesterday is a big holiday, 3-day weekend. You know, people are traveling, doing things, and today, a lot of these people are just getting in today or last night, and, you know, they haven't done any show prep, so they're just talking about rehashed stuff, okay, to get through a day. So I'm going to give them till tomorrow. But if you don't hear the conservative voices that you think are MAGA exposing this Libertarian Party guy as a radical Marxist, like I've been doing, if you don't hear them doing this, they're fake MAGA. And there's a story right now in the Gateway Pundit, and all conservative commentators read the Gateway Pundit, all of them, including everyone on Fox News. Everyone goes to the Gateway Pundit. But like I said, yesterday, big holiday, a lot of them are hungover. They may not go do any research today, so I'll give them till tomorrow. but it's one of those times. Who's real MAGA and who's fake MAGA? And it's important to call those people out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
George Orlando.
Hey, George.
Yeah, just want to make a comment on what you're talking about. This cartoon character we're talking about. Don't you believe he's going to take a lot of votes away from Biden?
Who are you talking about?
This libertarian goop.
No, libertarians take conservative votes away. Green Party candidates take Democrat votes. Libertarian take Republican votes. Green Party take Democrat votes. Like in 2000, Ralph Nader was the Green Party candidate. He got like 80,000 votes in Florida.
Yeah, you said this guy basically is a woke.
Oh, well, no, he's undercover. He's undercover. He is the people don't know what I shared with you. He's a woke. Okay, he's fake libertarian. He doesn't get in front of the Libertarian Convention and say, I support Drag Queen Story Hour, open borders, defunding the police, Black Lives Matter. He comes off like a conservative when he talks to them. But he's got a social... Yeah.
But by the back of your mind, you're kind of thinking way back of Obama, that they kind of snuck Obama out of nowhere, way back.
Yeah.
We got this new candidate, Obama, that came out of nowhere.
Yes. Okay. Hey, listen, I'm up against the break. I appreciate the call from Orlando. All right. We're coming up on our top of the hour break. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll take our break. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and be right back.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard and powered on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County.
Are you there, Steve?
Are you there?
Yes. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Shield, you can arm and disarm your system, view your home, lock your doors, control your thermostat, even turn your lights on and off right from your smartphone or tablet. Call 833-283-5050 now and ask about a free home security system. You'll save money and gain peace of mind knowing your family is secure with Slomin's. Call 833-283-5050 today.
World second generation owner and CEO Larry McNamara and his co-host Dwayne Adams. RV Hour Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., right here on the True Oldies channel.
Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, the third hour has begun. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot. I've covered more stuff in the last 2 hours than probably in the last 2 weeks before. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Today, the big day.
What's today?
What's today?
Well, I know it's Tuesday.
Closing arguments and the big...
Well, I don't know if that's the big... The big day will be the verdict. But we got closing arguments begin today, and then the jury instructions, then verdict watch, then the verdict, and then the aftermath. And, yeah, okay.
Let's go back to sleep.
No. So today is a couple days before the big day, but it's the countdown to the big day. But one thing big came out. Well, you can go back to sleep if you want. I hope I'm not putting it. That's okay. I don't, try not to get
Sleep during your show.
Okay. All right. You sure about that? Okay. All right. But one thing did come out. The Democrats are doing the dumbest thing you could. If you and I got together and said, because here's how this verdict is going to come out. Here's the possibilities: not guilty, guilty, hung jury, or the corrupt judge could declare a mistrial. Right? There's those four possibilities. So if you and none of them are good for the Democrats, because everybody who has followed this case knows, because if you watch your liberal media, the defense, the prosecution had no case. Their witnesses all cleared Trump.
Is there no such thing as a guilty verdict here?
I said guilty, not guilty, hung jury. No. Here's the possibilities: not guilty, guilty, hung jury, or the judge declares a mistrial. Okay. No matter what happens, Trump wins, because everyone's been following the case. The only crimes that have been proven in this courtroom are Michael Cohen's confession of stealing from Trump. Right? There's been no crimes against Trump that have been detailed. He's been totally cleared. The American people have already acquitted Trump. But no matter what happens, no matter which verdict comes out, Trump wins. If he gets acquitted, that means the one trial that they have that they're going to get a verdict on before the election, he's been cleared. 2, if they get a guilty verdict, he now officially is a martyr, right?
Talk about the case.
Yeah, and he can talk about it, and he's a martyr. If there's a hung jury, my guess it would be majority in favor of acquittal. They'll have 1 or 2 guilty holdouts if it's a hung jury. So that's like an acquittal. And if the judge tosses it out with a mistrial, that's a victory. Every scenario's a victory for Trump. There's no way he can lose. Now, if you and I were sitting around, the Democrats are in a panic. If you watch liberal media, they're in a panic because what's happened to the Democrats is they are living through that old expression, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. And they've been sitting around wishing for a Trump criminal trial for years. They got one, and the prosecution has nothing. So if you watch the media, they're already they know, no matter what the verdict is, it's a win for Trump. So if you and I were sitting around thinking of how the Democrats could sabotage themselves after the verdict, with our brilliant minds, we would not be able to craft the stupid plan that the Democrats have for the verdict. Okay, do you know what they've done? Oh, you'll hear. No. No one could, in their farthest imaginations, come up with what they've done. Joe Biden, you know, he's the guy that raised the 2 junkie kids. They found cocaine in his office. He likes to sniff children and women. He likes to touch people inappropriately. And on occasion, when he's not doing all that, he starts fake wars so that he and his friends can steal money from the U.S. Treasury. You know, that guy. Okay, so regardless of what the verdict is, any of those verdicts, regardless of the verdict, Joe Biden is going to break his silence on the Trump trial and address the American people from the White House and tell people what he thinks about it. So what they've announced this, that they're doing this. And now, by the way, when he does this press conference telling America that Trump's a criminal, he very well may be high on cocaine at the time, because they got to get him juiced up before he goes on TV. So this is what they're doing. They're bringing him in as the closer, because they know, the leftists know that whatever the verdict is, Trump wins. So someone came up with this idiotic bird brain idea that Joe Biden, who has the respect and credibility of the office of president, is going to address the American people from the White House. They didn't say the Oval Office, from the White House, and he's going to get the messaging right so that people understand what a bad guy Trump is. Oh, that's going to be a disaster. It is stupid. It is the dumbest. They're bringing him in as the closer. They're bringing him in as now. Anyone who works in sales, closers are not senile old coots that are high on cocaine and can't speak. Okay, closers are either very sexy women or charismatic men that people can't say no to. Not senile old coots like this. Okay, so this was the most.
I didn't realize there was a way to get out of this, but there is.
Yeah, this is the dumbest thing they could have done, is to do this with Biden, and they tried this. They tried this with the Mueller report. When the Mueller report came out, they thought the Mueller report was going to indict Trump. The Mueller report cleared Trump, and the report was released, and everybody said there's nothing in it. So what did they do? They had a televised hearing, and they brought Mueller in. And I was talking about this at the beginning of the show at 6. I remember we were watching. You and I were at one of Attorney Barry Siegel's workshops, and we were waiting for the workshop to begin. And they had CNN on in the lobby. It was at a hotel meeting room, and they had CNN on TV at the hotel lobby, and we were watching. And I remember one of these ladies on CNN says, "Well, a lot of people look at the Mueller report, and it's very dry, and they don't understand all the crimes and everything because it's written in such a dry format. But when Robert Mueller, the author of the report, is on television and he reads from the report with his own, then people will wake up." Yeah, and Mueller was out of it just like Biden, a senile old coot who doesn't know who he is or where he's at or why he's there. So, and that was a disaster. And bringing Biden on after the verdict is I can't wait. When I first heard this, I thought this can't be true. This has got to be like a rumor. But they have officially announced that he's doing this out of the White House. The stupidest thing they could do. I love it. So Trump's going to have 2 wins. The verdict's going to be a win. Then he'll have his press conference and everything else after. And then Biden's going to come in and really make it even a bigger victory for Trump on that day. It's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, but that's not today. So that's like...
It's not today.
Well, the verdict isn't going to be maybe, who knows when. It could be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, who knows? They're going to They're going to start close today.
Okay, I see.
Today's Tuesday.
Up the process.
No, today's Tuesday, right? So they're going to start closing arguments today. They both got to do that. There's no court on Wednesday. So maybe Thursday or Friday, maybe they'll be done with closing arguments, and then there'll be jury instructions. But they may not get jury instructions till next week. We don't know yet. So nothing, so that's the way that is. But no, I can't wait for the Biden thing. And
We can broadcast it.
Well, it will always be exciting when we're on the air. I promise you that. And then Biden over the last couple of days, he spent Memorial Day weekend committing some major crime. And I'll tell you about it after the break. All right? Let's take our first break of the third hour of the program. I'm Brian. Steve Kane's here. We'll be back right after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 8-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane.
All right, and we are back for Memorial Day. I'm Brian. It's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Before you get into what you had on your plate for today, you know, I've talked to you a few times about the Presley estate. You know, the Elvis Presley estate with Lisa Marie. There's some big updates on that. You know, they didn't have anything set up right. And the Presley family almost lost Graceland over the last week because they didn't have things set up right, and some third party came in and almost took the house away from the family. And I remember when this case first, we talked about this when Lisa Marie first died. It was a disaster. People got a plan. They got a plan, Barry.
Well, and we see this over and over again. I think in the latest thing with Presley and the Graceland, there was some fraud or alleged fraud involved.
Mm-hmm. Predators.
All of this goes to, if things are set up properly, we don't have to deal with a lot of these issues. And we see it over and over again with everyone, but you know, the ones that are in the spotlight are the celebrities. We see celebrities with either no estate plan or an estate plan that just doesn't work, that wasn't set up properly. And, you know, you would think that people with celebrity and fame and money would have advisors who would do them the right way and do things the right way. But we've seen it over and over again. The list goes on. A lot of them are, you know, from music, you know, the Whitney Houstons and the Michael Jackson and Prince and and as you just said, the Presley estate. There's just so many of them, and it's just.
And you know, a lot of times too, Barry, and I'm sure you've run into this, but a lot of times, like regular non-celebrity people, they don't set things up for a lot of reasons. But a lot of times, a lot of people like to control the money and kind of hold it over their heirs. And they don't make plans because they always want the heirs worrying. Well, if you're a control freak and you don't make plans, you're losing all control on where your money and your estate goes. Some stranger's going to decide.
And there's you know, different schools of thought how people want to, you know, maintain control or control from the grave, and you know, there's some merit to it in certain circumstances. You know, if we have a beneficiary who's has not demonstrated financial responsibility, and you know, or if they have drug, alcohol, or gambling issues, or special needs, or anything like that, then we may want to maintain a level of control. Perhaps have a third party trustee handling the money, either forever for some life or up to a certain age. But it's and other times you just want to leave it so it's still protected for your beneficiary, but the person you're leaving it to could maintain complete control, spend it on anything they want, invest it anywhere they want, as if it was their own money, which it is, but it's protected from lawsuits, creditors, divorces, all those kinds of things.
And a lot of times, you know, you hear these horrible stories of people that win lotteries and then they're broke, or they'll get a huge lawsuit settlement and then a couple years later they're broke. A lot of times, if people come into an inheritance, that windfall, you know, a lot of times they blow through it pretty quick too. And I know a lot of people set things up so that that windfall doesn't get wasted in a year or two by their heirs.
Yeah, I mean, that happens with people of all ages, that the average windfall, whether it's through an inheritance or through winning a lawsuit or a settlement or anything of that sort, lasts about a year and a half.
Oh my goodness, really?
And for people, yeah, that's on the average. So, I mean, suppose you have a young beneficiary or an immature beneficiary, it could be even worse than that. So, you know, it's very important to Especially if maybe you have children and you don't want to leave them everything all at once. Why? Because, not only are you concerned about them blowing through it, just like we just mentioned, but you want to give them a reason to get up in the morning and to achieve things on their own. You don't want to just hand them everything on a silver platter all at once, and then they may not have any motivation to do anything with their lives.
Yeah, I went to high school with a guy, and tragically his parents both died in an accident. And he inherited $6 million. And I didn't see him for many years, and I ran into him at the Home Depot, working at the Home Depot. He was broke. He went through that $6 million. And, that's what happens when you don't plan things out. Well, listen, give attorney Barry Siegel a call. It's always a no-charge consultation at the Siegel Law Group if you mention you heard attorney Barry Siegel on the program. Here's the number, 855-FLA-3782. And remember, the Siegel Law Group can help you no matter where you are in the state of Florida. 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk later in the week.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
With Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. Our number 1-888-465-2631. Okay, so Biden probably committed a major crime over the weekend. Everyone knows about it, but I don't think anyone's reporting it. Have you heard about it yet?
Yes, I have.
Which one?
He interfered with the witness.
The witness tampering, correct. Now, Haley Biden is Beau Biden's widow. She also was involved in a sexual relationship with Hunter, and which is really sick and twisted. What are these guys, like from the medieval era? You know what I mean? Like the king's died, and now the king's brother's going to marry the queen. I mean, what's going on? And everyone knows that Hunter hated Beau because Beau's the one that Joe really loves. That's who he's always talking about. And he was having sex with his sister-in-law, probably to get even with Beau. So Biden, not over the phone, he went and met in person with Haley Biden. Now, Haley... I don't know. She's probably in her 50s. I mean, she was married to Beau. He went to meet with Haley Biden, his daughter-in-law, who was also hooking up with Hunter. She is set to testify very soon in Hunter's gun case. This is obvious witness tampering. He either went there to intimidate her or buy her off. Now, I'm going to throw this part out because I can't remember the details of this. But one of the crooked Biden financial deals, she got screwed over in. She got some money. Everybody in the Biden family got money. Everybody. But Haley Biden, because she's the widow of Beau, Beau's gone, and she broke up with Hunter, got peanuts. And she was ticked off about it. Does anybody remember what corrupt Biden deal that was? And she was very upset. She got like peanuts. Everybody got money. A lot of money, and she got just a little, she got a lot less than anybody else, and she just got some peanuts, and she was ticked about it. So he's obviously involved in witness tampering, Joe Biden, right? I mean, why? The fact that he went there in person is proof of that. He didn't do it over the phone because as president, he can't have a private conversation. There's always someone listening in, right? President, there's no way for him to have a private conversation that there's not a record of on the phone, okay? Because he's president. So he had to go and do it in person. Let me read through this story. And this is being widely reported. This is in Trending Politics. Biden made a surprise visit to his daughter-in-law's home Sunday night. The unexpected visit to Haley Biden's home comes just days before she's expected to testify in the gun case against junkie Hunter Biden. They don't say junkie, I added that. They say the president's son. The first son, what a national embarrassment that is. The first son is up on gun charges. They find crack pipes in his car. He's making porno movies and uploading them to the net. The first son is charged with lying on a federal firearms form when he bought a handgun in 2018. According to a report from Fox News summarizing the October 23rd, 2018 police report, Haley Biden, who was in a relationship with Hunter at the time, can you imagine? This is what a bunch of, who has sex with their sister-in-law? That's your sister. That's disgusting. But these are that is, I would be physically ill if somebody in my family was involved in that. And now I know genetically it's not incest, but come on. Sex with your sister-in-law? This isn't the 1200s. Haley Biden, who was in a relationship with Hunter at the time, this is Bo Biden's widow, who after Bo died began a sexual relationship with Hunter. Hunter was having sex with his sister-in-law, and she was involved in this gun thing. Haley Biden, who was in a relationship with Hunter at the time, threw a gun belonging to Hunter behind a dumpster not far from a school. There's so many crimes. They're dropping guns by schools, leaving them out in public, buying them illegally.
Can you imagine how there's so many characters in this play? I'm trying to keep them straight in my mind. Who was the one that had sex in the shower with him?
Nobody had sex in the shower. You got that one. You got that nobody had, nobody had sex in the shower that we know of. Now you've exaggerated another story, but I don't want to get into that one, right? Let me finish this one. Prior to entering a relationship with Hunter, Haley was previously married to the president's other son, Bo, who passed away in 2018. And she will be testifying in the gun trial because she saw the gun, she was in possession of the gun, and she threw the gun behind a dumpster. So Biden met with her in private Sunday night. This is like an emergency witness tampering trip. Because he met in person, there's a record that he went there, but there's no record of the conversation. If he did it on the phone, there would be others listening in, there would be a record, and possibly even a transcript. See, this is why he goes back to Delaware all the time. There are no visitor logs in Delaware. He does all of his crooked business in Delaware. At the White House, visitors logs and things, there's witnesses. In Delaware, there's no record. Just like going to see the daughter-in-law. I mean, this is textbook witness tampering. And you know what? Like Hunter, she's a junkie too. Okay? So, you get involved with somebody who's an addict, like Haley. I mean, my goodness, she was in a relationship with a Hunter, so she's messed up. Eventually, the truth's going to come out with her. You can't depend on people like that to keep their mouths shut. You're on? Yeah. Well, I'm giving it to you right now, Steve. I'm getting it so immediate. As we are speaking, the truth is coming out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, IB in Broward. Oh, Steve, nice to see you back, buddy. Hey, brother. Oh man, I'm breathing. I'm swell.
It's crazy.
And, I've been so concerned about you. First, when that idiot wanted to follow you through 5 ports of calls on your vacation on the cruise, and then last year you seemed to almost wanted to have a heart attack on the air. And my blood pressure went up, and my anxiety. You are my rush. You are my espresso. And without the Steve Kane Show, I will be a very grumpy camper in the morning. Thank you, Steve. And I just want to let you know that at least you learned your lesson, because that's number 3, okay?
Yeah, that was, and you heard Jay from Jersey, he was upset. Not that I was almost killed, but that the guy didn't get a chance to do it. That was just a great call. What a jerk.
I was going to breeze over Jay, but to focus on, Trump is the president, all of a sudden all crimes in the country stops. It's so asinine. Moving right along. Jay from Jersey just makes me lose train of thought.
Yeah.
Look. You beat me to the punch. I should have called in 30 minutes ago. They don't need to have this lady and Joe Biden talking to her to try to convince her of anything. Hunter Biden already broke the rule when he filled out a wrong application when he bought.
Well, the thing about Haley Biden, IB, okay. There was that if somebody knows what the financial deal was, remind me. The Bidens are involved in so much crime, I've lost track of which one this is. But when which one?
That was a big chunk of a China check, I believe.
Yes. One of the China payoffs, the whole family split it, and Haley got the least by far. She got like a few $1,000s, and she was pissed. So Biden went over there probably to pay her off.
Is probably from that stealing from the oil reserve in
something
going on at that time. Okay, remember that guy, Mr. Loof? Mr. Loof has all the details on the transactions when they took the oil out of the reserves. That could be a part of the payoff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the point is this: this shouldn't have to go any further. Hunter Biden was in illegal possession of a firearm because he falsified information on the form. That alone, he should be going to jail. He threw it away in the vicinity of a school.
You know, isn't it what Joe just did with his daughter-in-law? Isn't that what Bill Clinton was impeached for with and that Paula Jones thing with Lewinsky, suborning perjury? In the very least, it's suborning perjury. Biden did.
How could they not have this conversation earlier?
Because they're Democrats. Democrats have a license to do crime. They can steal and do whatever they want. Democrats can do crime.
And let's not forget about Hunter Biden taking women across borders on jets and using his phone.
Yeah, sex trafficking.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right, take care. It's a great family, the first family. Aren't we proud? Yeah, it's just like Camelot with the Kennedys. It's beautiful. We'll be right back.
Radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Okay, finally I found it.
Which was...
Okay. Oh my goodness. Have you guys went to see look at the video? I hope you have.
Check it out at participating Taco Bell today, available for a limited time only while supplies last. That's Traffic, Chris Barr.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room at PBKC with 65 tables of action. Open daily for cash games, daily high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with just a $5 minimum all day, every day. PBKC, your entertainment destination. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more info.
Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Would that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will help you set up doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist.
Oh man.
Ensure that you have your prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office or a hospital, they can help you with that too. They'll even be your advocate when you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve. And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too, and they can do the same for you. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326.
For a summer in paradise on Margaritaville at Sea, where cruises to the Bahamas.
Product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not. He's been a supporter from day one. The My Pillow guy, thank you. And he's been with us right from the beginning.
As always, President Trump is right. The My Pillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on My Pillow products. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call Any Lab Test Now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the...
All right, we are back 35 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. Steve's here. Did you see President Trump's Memorial Day message? You back with us? Oh, this was great. Let me read it to you. President Trump had a very important, profound Memorial Day message. He posted it to Truth Social, but we weren't here live yesterday to cover it. This is what President Trump wrote on Truth Social. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the human scum that is working so hard to destroy our once great country, and to the radical left, Trump-hating federal judge in New York that is presiding over, get this, 2 separate trials that awarded a woman who I never met before, a quick handshake at a celebrity event 25 years ago doesn't count, $91 million for defamation. She didn't even know when the so-called event took place, sometime in the 90s, never filed a police report. Didn't have to produce the dress that she threatened me with. It showed negative. And sung my praises in the first half of her CNN interview with Allison Cooper, but changed her tune in the second half. Gee, I wonder why. Under appeal. The rape charge was dropped. And then he goes on. You know, that's a great Memorial Day message. And, I mean, he went on. He wrote about 10,000 words on Memorial Day about all kinds of things. But I'll tell you this. This verdict in New York has the media panicked. And I wanted to share this. This is MSNBC's panel discussion. But this Memorial Day weekend was one of the busiest holiday news weekends that I can remember in my entire life. Just nonstop breaking news. And they're starting, now that we're getting close to this going to the jury, the media are in a panic. This is MSNBC over the weekend.
Outrageous campaign rhetoric. In another example, a video posted on his social media feed echoed the language of Nazi Germany.
By the way, that's not true. That Unified Reich thing had nothing to do with the Nazis or the Germans of that period. But I don't want to get sidetracked on that.
This was later deleted, and the campaign blamed it, as they so often do, on an unnamed staffer.
It's really concerning. Very, 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 very concerning. Was anybody else concerned this week?
All y'all just think there's fascism every day. and the thing is...
By the way, that's Michael Steele. He used to run the RNC. He just called Trump a fascist.
It is getting to the point where it just feels, oh, well, okay, no big deal. And I think that's, for me, a very concerning thing. When you take that attitude and you layer it into other things that we're going to be talking about over the next couple of hours, from abortion to elections to all these other things that impact people's lives every day, What is systematically happening is a numbing to it. And that numbing is a way of when the thing hits, everyone goes, well, why is everybody so upset? I don't get it. I don't understand. What are you picking up? What are you seeing and hearing out?
See, what's happening here is they're just confused as to why the whole country hasn't turned against Trump, right? They've got these trials going on. They got the mugshot. They got the corrupt judge in New York. You know, they just why is his popularity growing? Why did all these people turn out in the Bronx? Why did 100,000 turn out in Jersey? Why aren't they listening to us on MSNBC?
When they see a presidential candidate out there saying and doing the things Trump is doing in this space, in this sort of fascist space.
That's just how Trump is often what you hear from even just regular voters, right? That's just Trump. That's how he talks. He's not serious. Those are the way. And some Democrats think that same way, too. Like, we've heard this from him before. And so that numbing you're talking about hasn't just been going on right now. It's been going on since 20...
We're so numb to fascism, they've yet to give us an example of something fascist he said nor done. I don't even... Maybe they could tell us what a fascist is. I love how they sit around telling us that the guy's a fascist without giving any examples of it. I don't even think they know what it is. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hey, Brian. It's Never Trumper Steve in Martin County. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Okay. I wanted to respond to Richie, who called in earlier today, had a complaint about a statement that Biden made. Just before doing that, I want to correct the statement you made at the 6 o'clock hour about cocaine being found in Biden's office. That's what you said. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The truth is, and you know what the truth is, but you didn't want to say it, is that the cocaine was discovered in a heavily trafficked vestibule area of the West Wing near the street entrance, accessible to tour groups. You're saying that it was found in Biden's office.
Okay. No, what I said was no, not gonna. I know you'd like to move on, wouldn't you? Where I can't respond. I know. Oh, I know you. I know you'd like to move on, but that ain't happening. Okay. First of all, I want to. I love this detailed thing where tourists go and everything else. Before you, it was found in his office, but the office of the president. Well, you're going to hear it right from my mouth when I explain it, but you have to stop talking and stop waiting to talk and listen. The cocaine was found right outside of the doorway of the Situation Room, okay? That is an area of the West Wing. The entire West Wing is his office. His office is more than just the Oval. The Oval is kind of a ceremonial place. His office includes the entire West Wing, where all the offices are, including Jean-Pierre. So that is his office. Furthermore, this.
Your definition to make your...
Well, your definition is always going to be that Trump sucks and the Biden is a good guy. The second thing is, to get to that point, there are several security checkpoints that you must go through, which include all kinds of security: drug-sniffing dogs, bomb-sniffing dogs, X-ray machines, and several layers of Secret Service. Many experts in White House security, okay, have spoken on this, including Dan Bongino, who's former Secret Service. Oh, yeah, I know. He's just former Secret Service, worked for Obama, you know. And he knows how things work. And I've heard others like him talk about this as well. Now, the conclusion is this, okay? That to get to that point, the only type of person that could bring cocaine to that level in the White House, getting through all that security, would be someone who bypasses that security. And that is only someone from the first family that doesn't... No, these are educated guesses based on the information that was reported and analysis from White House security experts like Dan Bongino.
Swing his office. Good for you. I'm not going to...
How do you get powdered cocaine into a high security area like that unless you bypass the security, Steve?
The possibility had nothing to do with Biden.
No. Who bypasses security? The Biden family bypassed security.
Come on.
Really? Who? Excuse me. Who else at the White House bypasses security?
You don't know exactly where it was found.
It was found outside the Situation Room. That's according to the Secret Service.
Well, okay. I'm never going to be able to get you to admit you know something you may have been wrong about something. So,
well, first you've got to find something I might have been wrong about, and then I'll admit it.
So Richie is a friend of yours, and you agreed with his statement. And when
what was his statement? I don't remember.
Let me. He talked about how dare they talk about George Floyd on Memorial Day.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so I said, wait a second. That doesn't sound right to me. Even I would say, why would Biden talk about George Floyd on Memorial Day? So thank God for Google. I Googled it, and it turns out that statement about George Floyd, and you would not disagree about the statement that he should be alive today. They were commemorating 4 years ago. Over the weekend, the statement was made. Far cry from on Memorial Day. But
it's Memorial Day weekend, and on Memorial Day weekend is a very special time that we remember those who fell in defense of our great nation. Okay? Not drug addict junkies who resist police officers and try to pass counterfeit money off in check-cashing liquor stores. Thank you for the call. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the first gold and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how the metals looking?
Well, metal's looking very strong still. The last week we did get a little bit of a dip down towards the lower end of the 2,300 range, giving us a little bit of a buying opportunity. But then on Friday they started coming back, and Monday, while our markets were somewhat closed, the world markets were open till around 1 o'clock yesterday, and we saw gold gain $17.40, closing out the day at $2,350.70. Silver gained $1.30. And closed out at $31.61 yesterday, while platinum was up $30 at $1,055, and palladium was up $31 at $980. This morning, the rally continues. Gold overnight trading in a range of $2,339 all the way up to $2,357. Right now, we're at $2,355 the ounce on gold. That's up $4.30. Silver up 14 cents right now at $31.75 the ounce. Platinum down $7 at $1,048, and palladium down $16 at $964. So the gold and silver market's still in a bull market, and as we've been saying all along, you got to take advantage of any kind of dips that take place. Or if you don't have any precious metals in your portfolio, it's still the best insurance policy you can have in your financial portfolio, and we would certainly recommend buying.
Absolutely, and all the metals are looking good right now. And William Youngerman, you're open regular hours all the rest of the week, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's 10 a.m. starting today. And can you tell people that can't make it into your shop, whether they're local or somewhere else in America or the world, how they can do business with you over the phone?
Yeah, you can simply call our 800 number, lock in a price of whatever purchases you want to make, and then wire the money, and the goods are out the very next day.
All right, and that number is toll-free, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. And if you want to stop in, you really should. You can see all these great metals that we're talking about on display at William Youngerman's shop, which is literally a museum, at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can also go to his website where you can find both the phone number and the address, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, we'll be right back.
Take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All righty, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Callers on hold, stand by. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. Now, we've had a long weekend. Today's Tuesday. It feels like Monday, and you probably were a little more active over the 3-day Memorial Day weekend than you would be even on a regular weekend. If it's Tuesday morning and you've woken up and your aches and pains are, well, getting to you, stop suffering and pain. Go see Dr. Appleton. You can go in today. You can go right now. You can go at lunch. You can go after work because walk-ins are welcome and appointments are never required at Dr. Appleton's office because Dr. Appleton knows when you're in pain, you need help, you need relief now. His laser away pain treatment works, people. He's rid me of pain 5 times. None of the pains have returned because the laser away pain treatment repairs the damage that's causing the pain. It works on so many different types of pain. You've heard me go through a very long list many times. That's not even a complete list. All right? Give him a call. Here's his number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. Give them a call and say bye-bye to your pain. All right, you want to go back to the phone, Steve? They've been pretty busy and crazy today. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Jack from Sarasota. How's it going?
All right, Jack, what's up?
Hey, Jack, what's up? All right. Hey, Steve. Listen, I think that we should all be positive about this because even if these libtards find our president guilty, I think it is just going to help him. It's going to
absolutely.
I think more and more people are going to vote for him, and frankly, I don't care what anybody says. Even if they try to lock him up from Rikers Island,
yes,
has to. I don't care.
Yes.
You know what? I think he's the best president ever. You know what? Even if he's
what?
I don't care.
Yeah. Well, would that felony conviction be legitimate?
You know what? It really doesn't matter, does it? I mean, I think
yeah. What do you love the most about Trump?
Gosh, he's so popular.
I mean, do you think we're stupid on this show?
What are you talking about?
Do you think we're stupid? Give me three. Well, because I am questioning your MAGA status. Because I'm listening to this call, I'm listening to your voice, I'm listening to the things that you're saying, which are very vague, and this is one. Yeah.
The policies, his policies on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. See, I just want to tell you guys in the audience, okay? This is the success of this show. That call is a sign of the show's success, and I get excited when we get the seminar callers, okay? You notice the seminar callers. And that gentleman calling from Sarasota, did you notice? I don't care if he's a convicted felon. He's a felon, and he can do it. I don't care if he's a felon. Democrats think that the American people are stupid, okay? And they think that they can get any false, you thought I was going to say another F word, right? No, I was going for false. They think they can get any false narrative going through messaging. And the Democrats, it's really an interesting thing about Democrats, Steve. Democrats think that they are hip and everything else, but they're running their campaigns like it's the 80s and the 90s, where they can just get any narrative going. When Air America Radio went on the air in the early 2000s, remember Air America, Steve? Yeah. Air America Radio was a syndicated liberal network. And before they went on the air, I made a prediction, which was not a bold prediction. This is typical with liberals. I said every other caller is going to be this. Now, the Air America Radio went on the air right as the Bush-Kerry campaign was going to start in 2004. And I said every other caller is going to be a liberal who used to be a conservative, but they can't, And there's certain things about these callers that give them away. The last one, you guys can figure it out on your own. If I have to tell you, you're not. I can't take the crayons out every time, but that guy, And sure enough, Every other caller, when they went on the air, well, I've been a Republican my whole life. I support the Republicans' border policy and this policy, but I can't take it anymore. I'm voting Democrat for this. So the seminar callers, they need to get different types of people to try to push that line on us. And I think you guys know what I'm referencing. All right, 1-888-465-2631. So let me get back to this panel on MSNBC. They're trying to figure out why have the American people not turned on Trump yet. Now keep in mind, this panel is being led by Michael Steele, who was the head of the Republican National Committee, right, at one time.
When he came down the escalator and changed the way that people perceive how politicians should be speaking, the kinds of things they should be saying, what's appropriate, what's not, moving the Overton window so far that to everyday voters, some lawmakers, they say, well, he's not going to actually do the things that he says he's going to do.
It is by design, this shock and awe. We're going to do so much crazy stuff that people will...
Yeah, like declare that the United States has a southern border. Crazy stuff like that.
Parse it out. Oh, that's just Donald Trump being crazy.
Former president has given us the framing for the America he wants to create, an American Reich.
That's Michael Steele, used to be the head of the RNC. Trump wants to create American Reich.
I want to ask you,
yeah.
Michael Steele gay?
No. I know. I know. Well, I don't know if I'm sure. He has a wife.
Well, that's,
I don't know. I know some gay guys that we've worked with at other radio stations that had wives,
What's stunning to me about that was how it landed.
Yeah. With a thud?
Yeah.
That he's trying to establish an American Reich. That's what Donald Trump... Did you hear that in the Bronx? Vote for me. I'm going to start the American Reich. I mean, these people are out of their minds. Whatever the verdict is, I don't care. Because the judge is corrupt, right? Everybody knows this. There's Democrats sending money to the judge's daughter's house, all right? I mean, that's corrupt, okay? He's a Democrat. But I want the not guilty because I want to watch the faces on these Democrats on MSNBC and CNN at the not guilty. I just really want to see that. It'll be much like the ladies at the Javits Center when Hillary Clinton lost. I mean, they're going to be in shock if we get an acquittal. The acquittal. What do you think's most likely, Steve? Acquittal?
Find acquittal too good to believe.
Yeah, I would say the most likely out of the main. We got three, right? We got not guilty, guilty, and hung jury. I would think hung jury is probably the betting favorite, right?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah. But the breakdown of the hung jury, if it's majority not guilty, that's an acquittal. But you never know, Steve. This case is weaker than weak, so an acquittal is definitely possible. Not the most likely, but it's possible. But this sitting around that President Trump is promising to bring in an American Reich. You listen to these last two callers. And it's you can hear what they're doing, right? They're all trying to set a narrative. And they think the days of the media and the left being able to set the narrative are over. They've lost their juice. They've lost their credibility. It'll never happen again. Now, I'll tell you somebody that's got lots of credibility, and that's Jupiter Joe Thomas. Jupiter Joe Thomas, for over 30 years, has been a retirement planning expert. He's seen it all. Whatever your situation is in your retirement that you're in now or you'll be in when you retire in the future, he's seen it. Joe Thomas is a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is achieved by less than 1% of all the financial advisors in the world, and he's offering you a free phone consultation. So you got a top man in the industry who has this very prestigious classification for his work, and he's offering you a free phone consultation. That's absolutely amazing. He's also offering free copies of his book, The Retirement Know-It-All. I'm going to give the number in just a moment. If you missed the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com, and you'll find it there. But set up that free phone consultation with Joe Thomas. Talk to him about annuities. He'll share with you how your money will be protected from stock market losses. You won't be losing that hard-earned money that you've worked so hard for all your life, and how you could generate income in your retirement from your annuities. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And again, if you missed the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com. All right, so that's that. I mean, this is going to be an exciting week because today's the beginning of big stuff. But the two big stories today you want to look for, if they cover them properly in the media, are one, the Libertarians' nominee is a radical Marxist BLMer. Okay, that's huge. And where this witness tampering story with Joe Biden's going to go with the daughter-in-law. That's big stuff. And I'm very curious, how often has he gone to visit the daughter-in-law? Is this a really out-of-the-blue thing? Has he not been there in a long time? My guess is he has not been there in a long time. And he went to visit with her, we know, for one reason and one reason only. And that is to either intimidate her or buy her off. And buying her off is certainly in the cards, since she was very vocal about not getting enough of that big Biden family deal from China. That's all the time we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane has been here. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio. The same year that we are going to elect the 47th President of the United States, Donald Trump. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
WSFS 104.3
All right, guys. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And everyone else that's subbed, like the video, okay? I'll see you later. New podcast coming today, guys.